Oh no, I'm sorry. It's not on the KXI. It's on the Gamer Actual YouTube, right?
Yeah, Gamer Actual YouTube.
God, we are live. No, we're not live. We're not live. Sorry, chat. Oh, we are live. We are live. We are live. Sorry, just needed a refresh.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm hot as shit too.
Yeah, looks like everything so far is good to go.
All right, let's transition. Heartless, can you see me?
How the hell did I just lose? I just lost my stream page. This is when having too many tabs goes wrong, guys. Oh, I got it right here. No, I don't see us. We haven't transitioned yet, from what I see.
No. I'm talking on Video Ninja though.
Oh, video? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Handsome as ever.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. There we go. Welcome to Gamer Actual, your weekly deep dive into biggest news in gaming. Tonight, we're gonna be talking about what are we talking about again? Oh, that's right, Arxis. We're gonna be talking about the Arxis showcase, and boy, we got some things we need to talk about the Arxis showcase. We're also gonna be talking about the Capcom showcase as well and Resident Evil, alongside a bunch of other stuff. Welcome in, guys. I know it's kind of unscripted now, because we're trying to just get right into the discussion. But Heartless, how you doing, bro? How you doing?
I'm chilling. Excited to be here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Am I tripping, or did you change something about the overlay?
I don't think I did.
We had this last episode.
Yeah, we did.
That's great. It wasn't a different background.
No, we have two of them. We have one for just like regular group, for like the KXI group, the pink one, and then we have this one.
Oh, I'm liking this. This is sick.
Yeah, I like this too. It's pretty cool. This is pretty cool. But yeah, guys. How you feeling, Heartless? Where you been? Let's pretend like we haven't talked to each other in like a week.
We haven't talked to each other in like a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a lie.
Cash.
Is a lie.
Which is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
I think at this point I talk to you like every day.
Pretty much.
There's some form of communication every day.
Mm-hmm.
But so unfortunately I've gone back to my bad ways and I've played nothing but Street Fighter this week. But mostly because I'm trying to get ready for Evo, and I'm trying to perform better than I did last year, which wasn't bad last year, but we're trying to year after year get better.
Right. What's your placement?
It would be unfortunate. Last year, so there was 5,400 people, and I got 513th place.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. If you it's not like super incredible work, but out of 5,400 people to come in the top 10%, so you got to think about it. Thousands and thousands of people play Street Fighter.
Right.
5,400 of those people, probably some like the people who take it more seriously, right? You wouldn't imagine that like people who don't care about Street Fighter aren't going, right? So out of 5,400 people who probably really care about Street Fighter, I performed in the top 10%. Now that's cool, but I really would at least like to do the same or better next year. If I ever have a year where I perform worse than the year prior, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. It's probably gonna hit. So I've been focused heavily on Street Fighter this week, but you know it is what it is. It is what it is. I got a vacation week this week, no school, so who knows? I might be everywhere.
Okay. All right.
No, Cash. I'm sorry. No, Cash. Please, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That's a lie. That's a lie, chat. By the way, I actually did start playing Magic the Gathering Arena this week. So if you
you did.
I did. I don't know. Maybe it's been like 8, 9, 10 days since I started playing. If you start hearing me talk about Magic the Gathering Arena, just know I used to play Magic as a kid, and I'm getting back to my old ways.
So you know what? Now I feel bad that I didn't do the intro correctly, so we're gonna correct that real quick. Okay. Welcome to Gamer Actual, your weekly deep dive in the biggest news in gaming. You can find us on all major podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify, with a visual version of this podcast being available on youtube.com at Gamer Actual. This podcast is also a part of the KXI Network. To find out more about the KXI Network and all our other shows, check out the show notes. Now, for tonight's episode, that sounds a lot better. We're going to be getting into the Capcom Showcase, the Arxis Showcase, and also, I'm forgetting something. Oh, that's right. Death Stranding 2 and all the reviews. So, with all that said, let's get into the show, guys. Yeah, perfect. There we go. I feel better now. It felt off.
You know, how fire is it that as you're doing the intro, you got somebody just doing this in the background?
They're showing. But yeah, let's go straight into the topic, right? The Arxis Showcase. Did you get to watch the Arxis Showcase?
I did not get to watch the Arxis Showcase, but I was keeping up. Wait. Don't we got to do the games releases this week first?
Yeah. How many games do we got released this week?
Yeah, I think 5.
5? Okay.
I can do fairly quickly before.
All right, let the people know.
Let the people know? All right.
Yeah.
So for the games releases this week, we have about 5 of them. Some of them are releases coming to different platforms, so on and so forth. But let's talk about it. June 23rd, 2025, we had Warhammer 40,000 Darktide Arbitus class. Now, I'm pretty sure this is an expansion on a game that came out, what back in 2021 or 2022?
2021, 2022-ish.
I believe so. So, for the rundown, which, by the way, I do want to give credit to VG Times for providing us with these rundowns. And let's get into it. So, for Warhammer 40,000 Darktide's Arbitus class, the expansion opens access to a new playable class inspired by the stern judges of the Imperium. As a fighter from the Arbitus Corps, you will have to administer justice in the heretic-infested quarters of Tertius, relying on discipline, armor, and an arsenal of specialized intimidation tools. This released for PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and S. On the 24th of June, we had Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader Lex Imperialis, which I believe is like a real-time strategy game. The storyline of the expansion, this is also an expansion, I believe. The storyline of the expansion focuses on the Adeptus Arbitus faction and the secrets of House von Valentius. That could change the fate of the entire Coronis expanse. The story covers the collection of the Imperial Tithi, the Great Harvest, and decisions that will determine not only the outcome of the mission, but also the attitudes of the Imperium itself. This expansion released for the PC, Mac, which is the first time I see Mac listed under these releases, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. Also on the 24th, we had Cash's favorite, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael set off on a journey through New York in search of Master Splinter, who has been kidnapped by the Foot Clan. The heroes travel through iconic locations and meet iconic characters like Shredder, Karai, April O'Neil, Leatherhead, and Casey Jones. The game features dynamic battles, 4-player co-op, which is pretty much Cash's favorite thing on the planet.
Yeah, because I get to play with friends. Yes, probably.
And the ability to take control of any of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, each of whom has their own unique abilities. This actually released for iOS, Nintendo Switch, PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S.
All the Xbox.
Yeah, who knows? You probably can play the Minecraft at this point. On the 26th of June, this is probably the biggest or second biggest release of the week. Is we had Death Stranding 2. The description for this game is quite
on the
long.
beach. It's called Death Stranding 2 on the beach. We don't have to get into all of that. Yeah,
So I'm just gonna give you like a few sentences. The sequel to the cult action game from Hideo Kojima. That's all I gotta say, actually. Just kidding. Which once again intertwines philosophy, science fiction, and an unconventional approach to the gameplay. The action takes place in the near future in a fictional city of Red Rock, 11 months after the founding of the United Cities of America. The protagonist, Sam Porter Bridges, a former courier, is back in business. This dropped in PlayStation 5, limited PlayStation 5 console exclusive. So be on the lookout within the next few years to see it on PC. And then I said that was one of the biggest games released this week. I'll let you guys tell me how you feel about this. On the 26th, we also had Persona 5, The Phantom X. And I know we got our Persona lovers in here. Shout out to Rose. The game takes place in modern Tokyo, maintaining the atmosphere of the original Persona 5. As players explore the world of the metaverse, they encounter cognitive versions of real people, as well as explore new dungeons and solve puzzles using the abilities of personas. This released on iOS, Android, and PC, which, by the way, I mentioned to Cash, this is kind of interesting. Persona, it's kind of like a big game. It's like, and to see a game like that playable on iOS, it kind of really says something. And, you know, it's not like super graphically demanding, the game, but
that's probably why.
Yeah, it is probably why, but it is super cool to see a game probably as big and dense as Persona to be playable. I'd imagine you're getting somewhat close to the full game on the iOS. I'd imagine. I should look into it more before I talk on it, but I would imagine that game is not too demanding, and you probably could get a somewhat relatively close to a full build. You know, that is pretty interesting. But now it's time for.
So let's hop into, because since we mentioned it already, Death Stranding. Let's talk about Death Stranding for a second, right? So the reviews are in, and I'm actually not surprised, but it's sitting at 90 on Metacritic. Now, personally, I've never played the previous Death Stranding. I don't know about you, Heartless.
No.
It just felt like a glorified walking simulator. Now, a lot of people have told me in the past, like, there's a lot more to the game, but it's just, I don't know. It's just not my kind of game. It's not. It's really not. I don't know about you, Heartless, but are you willing to give Death Stranding a shot? Have you seen gameplay?
I don't really see it. I have seen gameplay. I don't really see it as like my kind of game, but it is a gorgeous game.
It is a good looking game. I give it that, no question.
But, you know, it's a good looking game. Not only is it a good looking game, but it is packed with details. Like 95% of the posts that I'm seeing about this game is centered around the details. Like, you get sunburnt in the game.
Wait, what? That I didn't know.
You get sunburnt in the game. So it's a very bright game. You're out in the sun. I'd imagine the mechanic somewhat revolves around spending too much time in the sun, and you get sunburnt in the game. So
that's kind of crazy.
That's the kind of stuff. That's it's detailed. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the level of detail that you'd have in like a Red Dead, you know, Red Dead Redemption. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, it's cool, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's like, it is a beautiful game, but it doesn't speak to me the same way like a Cyberpunk speaks to me. Like, you know, like you can say like they're both RPG games. They both have their combat. They're both gorgeous looking games. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But have you seen anything about the game online? Like, when you see people speaking on the game, do you see people do you see people showing you anything other than the gorgeous landscape?
No, I don't. There's no. Exactly. That's exactly what I was about to get into. I don't see any of those things that really like strikes my attention. Now, I could be wrong, right? But I just don't see it. I don't see it.
It's like a game that comes out, and I'm trying to come up with like you know, something really to parallel to it. But like when a game comes out that's like really like intuitive and fun to play and gorgeous, like when Ghost of Tsushima came out, I remember everything that I was seeing about the game was like, yo guys, you need to see this combat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those were the kind of posts we were seeing. People were showing off like the combat. People were like, look what you can do in a crowd full of people. Look how intuitive the game feels. Look how the combat flows. Are you seeing any of that about this game?
No, not really. I don't see any of those
But
things.
It's got incredible scores. It's like, what are we missing here?
I don't know, bro. But I would love to sit and watch some kind of gameplay for this.
Let's do that. Can we pull up a boss battle specifically because one of the posts that I seen was this game is so much better when you skip the boss battles.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? This doesn't make
What does
any
that
sense to me.
mean?
What does that mean? Like, we live to fight the bosses in video games. Like, what are we talking about?
Yo, nerd in the building. Welcome in, nerd.
Like, you could definitely tell that this is a Kojima game, though, based on like how it looks.
For sure, for sure. But I'm struggling to. I don't know. Like, I'm kind of struggling to see myself having fun playing this. Like, I really have to see like, cause Cash, you know me, bro. Like, what is my favorite mechanic in all games? All
Parrying.
games. What's my favorite mechanic?
Parrying.
You know me, bro. My favorite mechanic in all games is parrying.
Mm-hmm. This looks cool though. The action actually doesn't look bad.
It looks cool.
It's a shooter.
It's a shooter. It's a shooter.
Now people are gonna wanna. You're so silly, parrot. I mean, no, nerd. That's actually his thing.
She knows. Why do you think she's retired from Street Fighter? She knows. She knows. So what I'm seeing from this, and screams classic Hideo Kojima, is
oh no, for sure. Hands down.
It's what I'm seeing from this is like stealth.
Mm-hmm. This is probably the most Kojima. Yeah, this is probably the most Kojima has ever been because he kind of has no restraint. He's been allowed to do all he wants in this project. It's not like Metal Gear where he has some kind of like restraint to some degree. He can pretty much do. Bro, it's a game about delivering packages, my dude. Like, I don't know how else to say this. It's a game about delivering packages. In like an apocalypse. It's delivering packages in an apocalypse.
I'm not seeing it. Like the way he just jumps around like that.
I don't know if that was a thing in the previous game, but.
And then what? Every time you shoot, everything just goes in slow motion? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know, bro.
Why is everything in slow motion?
It's a 90s action movie, Heartless. Come on.
Max Payne Simulator.
Now, people are probably going to want to roast us because, you guys just don't understand the vision. Yeah, we don't. I don't.
For sure.
Don't.
And I'll admit, like, okay, so I'm not being stimulated by what I'm seeing right now. I'm sure this game has something to offer that is highly stimulating. You know what
it is? Again,
I think it's the strategy elements behind the shooting elements.
Not only that, I think it's a situation where watching the game being played as opposed to playing it yourself that's what's happening right now. We're not playing
this
the
game. This game could
watching.
have more play value than watch value for sure.
Right.
Which,
exactly.
You know, most games do.
Mm-hmm. I understand why a lot of people didn't like DS1. I'm hoping Kojima learned from that and took everything that people didn't like and made it better in DS2. Okay. Like I said, I don't even know what the conversation surrounding DS1 was, so I can't even expound on that. You know what I mean?
All I can really speak to is what I know of Hideo Kojima games and what I see and feel about this game that I'm watching right now. You know?
This looks cool though. Like I feel like gunplay looks pretty nice. I actually do like the gunplay.
I'm kind of interested to see what this game looks like on one of the harder difficulties. Mm-hmm. If you have a lot of enemies to deal with, if it really involves a lot of stealth and a lot of strategy, at that point, I can say to you, all right, this game could be really stimulating for my mind. You know me. If the game does not present to me a challenge and I'm walking around and it's slow motion and I'm just shooting everyone, mouse and keyboard, click right on the head, that's not going to be fun for me.
So, see? Look at what the chat's saying. Look at what Nerd just said. As a diehard Kojima fan, I can fully agree. Watching people play Death Stranding is boring as fuck and is way better when you're actually playing it. So you see?
I can see that for sure. Mm-hmm. All day. And even without that, right? Mm-hmm. Even if you're playing this game and, the combat is not the most challenging thing in the world, right? Even without that, if the story is amazing and at the very least, this is a like a movie type experience, like an interactive movie. You know what I like? You know how I say like when video games, their cinematics are beautiful, but the game is really just like, and I'm just like, oh, this is really kind of just like an interactive. It's
Right,
like an
movie.
interactive movie.
Yeah,
At the
like God of
very
War.
least, but God of War is amazing gameplay though. God of War is 100% an interactive movie.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
for
I would
sure.
consider it an interactive movie. Um, Even if at the very least this was just an interactive movie. If it's a good interactive movie, then it gets credit for being. I'll give it credit for being that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If the story is amazing, the story is amazing.
True. Facts.
People go back and play turn-based RPGs all the time because they're. I mean, don't get me wrong,
Bro,
turn-based RPGs are fire, but
I'm not a big
they go
fan of
back and play
turn-based.
old
I
games.
only play a handful of turn-based RPGs. Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger. Um, have you ever played Earthbound?
No, I have not played Earthbound, but I'll tell you this: I have watched too many Earthbound speedruns.
Bro, I don't know why I love that game so much, but I love the game, bro.
I mean, it's a classic. The game is a classic.
It is. I don't know what, bro. I tell people all the time. I don't even remember how. And this was before you could like YouTube or research shit to beat the game. How I beat that game was lit. You literally had to pray to beat the game. Like that was what you had to do at the end of the game to beat the bad guy.
That's funny.
And I didn't
That's
know
funny.
that. I just did it
I was
because I was out of options. I didn't know what else to do, and it was an option to pick that, and I picked it, and you beat the game.
That's ridiculous. I was just thinking though, this game right now, this game would translate to an amazing cinematic universe. Not even a cinematic, like just
It's
an
a
amazing
movie.
as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
They could. Hollywood could definitely successfully pull off a movie like this in the right hands.
Here's the caveat to that though. I think people are gonna say you should just respect this video game in its own medium instead of trying to make it into a movie. And because there's a lot of Hollywood stars in this game, bro. I think Dakota Fanning or Elle Fanning is in this. I think Elle Fanning is in
Oh,
this.
really?
Yes.
Yes.
Who else is
So
in
you're
here?
just picking up stuff. Wait, you're just picking up stuff, and you got to get it somewhere.
Yeah, you gotta deliver it.
I'm a hater, chat. I'm telling you. I'm a hater.
The game looks phenomenal though. Like the game looks damn good.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful. But it's like in a world full of beautiful games, what's the thing that separates them? What's the thing that separates them? The story's got to be incredible.
Gameplay and story.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. I feel like
Exactly.
you can forgive story if the gameplay is good. Sometimes, because I've played games
absolutely.
that the gameplay is dope as shit, but the story is kind of ass.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie.
There's
But-
games that people will just play for the gameplay and have no clue what's going on in the story. Like for instance, I Street Fighter.
What's the
what?
story? Like, remember, I was the one who taught you with your main character too, Jury. I was the one who told you Jury's backstory. He was like, "Wait a minute, what?"
Yeah, you were.
Like, how did you
I
not
was
know
like,
that?
I did not know. I did not know.
Yeah. So, yeah. The game looks, bro. Look at this, bro.
So he's eating to get satiated.
But look at this character, though. This character is not moving. This character is moving at 24 frames per second. Look at him.
This doll right
The
here.
The doll is moving at 24 frames per second. It's not moving at 60 or 30.
At the same frame rate.
As the entire game, he's not. Look at him. And I think that's intentional.
Why do you think that is?
Because it's Kojima, Heartless. It's Kojima.
I've seen this in a few games. Even in Spider-Man 2, he has a skin, I believe, that moves.
I use that. Yeah, I use that skin. But I'm saying this is intentional in the game, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Eating raises your health bar and stamina, kind of like Monster Hunter when you eat and you get bigger HP bar, stamina bar. Okay. All right, I'm willing to give the game. I don't know. Should I try the first one? And
do you have it on Xbox Game Pass?
No, it should be on PC Game Pass. I think I saw it on PC.
I think we've come to an agreement at this point, right? We're just gonna do what we do, and then we're gonna keep doing it until we're successful and we don't have to work. And then when we don't have to work and our job revolves around,
we can focus on these games.
We can go back and focus on these games, but For me, I probably would not check out this game, nor the original. Call me a hater.
You're a hater. What? Hey.
I am a hater. I really am a hater. Nerd, you know what? Nerd,
If
for our
Nerd's gonna
audio
play it,
listeners,
we'll watch Nerd stream if Nerd's gonna play it. Motherly Rose,
facts.
welcome in. Welcome in.
Welcome in, guys. So for our audio listeners, we are live on YouTube and Twitch, and we got some people in the chat. Nerd is one of the people in the chat. Motherly is one of the people in the chat. We're saying welcome, but yeah, Nerd, if you're gonna play it on your stream, I will check it out, and if you can sell me on the experience, I will check it out.
Motherly Rose just said I love this game so far. So you see, we are haters. Bro, look at even like the mannequin head. It's talking and it moves differently from everyone else. I don't know if you saw that just now.
So for the people in the chat, please, could you tell us your if you had to sell me on this game and you had one or two things to tell me, what would it be, please and thank you?
Yes, that's actually a good question. Like, what is it about this game that you love?
I want to figure it out. I want to figure it out. So Nerd is saying once again, it's hard to stream because it's a boring watch. It's more fun to play off stream when you want to relax and chill and just vibe.
Oh, so
you're
it's just
telling
one of
me
those
it's
games.
not challenging. It's not challenging.
I don't think that's what she's saying. I think what she means is it's not a it's more I'm not gonna call it a cozy game, but it's a game that is more
There's
laid
blood
back.
all over your character. You
All
can't
right,
call it a cozy game.
all right. Think about Red Dead. I would put this in line with Red Dead as well because I think Red Dead is kind of a boring watch too. I'm not gonna lie. I have a hard
You'd have to
time
play it
playing
really
Red Dead on
fast.
stream. Yes,
You'd
I
have
have
to
a
play
hard,
it really fast.
and I can't play Dead like that. I have to explore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You'd have
So,
to really know what you're doing to get through the story, and
hmm
just straight get through that for
hmm
you to keep an experience going. That is because people's attention spans are just like
exactly. So Red Dead to me is kind of a harder game to stream. I feel like open world games in general are harder to stream than like a game that is more like to the point. That's why I feel like I had a better experience streaming like Resident Evil because I had the heart rate monitor and all that other shit attached to it.
yeah.
Um,
I think that's a fire. I think that's a fire
yeah,
experience.
it's way more intense. It's to the point. You're going, step by step through the entire process. With games like open world games like this and Red Dead or even Witcher, it's not that great of a stream unless you're trying to entertain people that are don't mind watching and doing this, just the mundane stuff in an RPG game like exploring and checking out stuff. There's
Is that a
elephanting.
hoodie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That hoodie kind of fire.
Yeah, it is. Did she just decayed
She
an apple?
poisoned? Yes, I think she just decayed an apple. She took
What?
one bite and it died on her. Stay
Bro.
away from me. What the hell is that? There's a baby inside of him.
Yeah, there's a baby inside the thing. There's a whole thing with the baby. He was in the first one too. I don't remember what they call it. They have a name for the baby. Something baby.
Alright, so, why is there a baby on his chest?
I have no idea. But all right, let's see what people are saying about Death Stranding, huh? Let's see what
The
people are saying.
reviews?
Yeah, let's check out the reviews for Death Stranding. Let me just pause that bad boy for a second. So one of the biggest, so Metacritic right now currently is sitting at 90. Is that Canty? What's go? Conti or Canty? Am I saying it correctly? Either way, welcome in.
I used to say Conti, but I think it's Canty. I don't know.
Okay.
That is nerds man.
Okay, welcome in. Welcome in.
Welcome in.
I think DS is one of those games I can't recommend you either love it or you hate it. But that comes from playing it. I can feel that. I can feel that. I can feel that. I told him he had to come into this conversation. He's playing DS2 right now. Wow.
We gotta check it out. I gotta see. Let me see if anyone's streaming it right now.
All right,
No one's
so like I
streaming it.
said, all right, so let's check out what VGC said, right? Like the game is currently sitting at 90 on Metacritic, so it's
It's
generally
a pretty score.
favorable. So it's
It's a pretty
generally
score.
favorable between both players and reviewers across the board. People are loving the game, right? VGC said Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is an all-time great sequel and one of Hideo Kojima's best games, with stunning worlds, greatly expanded gameplay and player choice, and one of Kojima's most compelling casts of narrative. It is significantly improved on the original in virtually every single way. Damn. Damn. Gaming Bolt said Death Stranding 2 delivers stunning visuals. Everybody's talking about the visuals.
Of
Refined
course.
stealth-focused gameplay, and a richly detailed world brought to life by excellent audio and memorable cast. So again, people are loving the cast, the gameplay, and the environments and all this shit. It meaningfully evolves the original mechanics through its unique style, and will still divide fans. It would still divide fans.
Ha.
So I don't know. I would give it a try. I'm down to giving it a
If it
try.
was on Xbox Game Pass, it's not on Xbox Game Pass, is
No,
it?
it was on Game Pass last year. It was on Game
The
Pass
first
for
one?
PC. Yeah, it was on PC Game Pass last year. I don't know if it still is. I could check. But I remember it being on PC Game Pass last year. But yeah, bro. I don't know. I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence.
It's one of those games. They say you either love it or you hate it. And it's you just got to check it out.
Yeah. All
Now the
right. So.
thing is,
Mm-hmm.
in this economy, can we afford to just check it out?
No, I'm not gonna just get it just to check it out. Like a few people
Exactly. It
here.
always goes back to the economy question for us.
Yeah, a lot of players are giving it 10 out of 10, bro. A lot of players. So you know it's a strong. You know what's crazy, Heartless? Guess what's crazy?
What?
This was not on anyone's list for the video game draft.
That's crazy.
It was not on
That
any
flew
one
over
of
the
our lists,
radar.
bro. It was not on anyone's list whatsoever, bro. It's crazy to even think about. But this is Death Stranding. How did we overlook this?
I don't know. I don't know. We had some good games on that list too.
We have some good games on the list, but how did we miss this? And
Mm,
now it's the one of the highest rated games of the year. It's a
you
strong
know,
contender for game of the year. You know that, right?
yeah, for sure. But like I wasn't hearing much about this game. Were you
No, I
hearing
wasn't
anything
either.
about this game all year?
Not really.
I was
Not
not
really.
hearing much about it.
I didn't know exactly when it was gonna drop. That's the other thing. Because even when it came out last week, I was like, wait a minute, shit, it actually came out. I didn't expect it
So
to come out
that's what
this
I'm saying.
soon.
I feel like I only started hearing about it last week.
Hmm. But it's
It's
Kojima, so it's
crazy.
gonna sell.
It's
That's it.
Kojima. That's really what it is. That's
Yeah.
really what it is. People like him in the industry, they don't really gotta speak much, but when they speak, they're heard.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yo, even Cthulhu gave it a great rating.
that's funny.
Death Stranding 2 redefines gaming, makes Exhibition 33 feel utterly forgettable. Damn. What? That's recency
That's
bias,
crazy.
though. I feel like that's
That's
recency bias. That's recency bias.
People are haters.
Somebody gave it a 4. I don't know how I feel about this.
That's that love it or hate it. That's that love it or hate it.
Right? Almost carbon copy in terms of gameplay. OST inferior in the first, inferior atmosphere, inferior storytelling, uninteresting cinematics for 90% of the game. Ain't no way you beat the game already.
Hey, listen. In all fairness, that's their opinion. They're entitled to it. They bought the
No,
game.
no,
They
they
put that
are.
money.
But we don't know if they actually played the full game or this is just like a quick, you know.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah,
not
yeah.
this is not a Steam review. This is Metacritic, and this is a fan. This is not an actual critic review. This is a fan review.
You know, what a beautiful comment right here. Have you played the Metal Gear Solid series? Not since I was a kid. It stems from understanding Kojima's real madness in storylines and cinematography, the way he pushes the medium. And I actually love that. I actually love that.
You want to hear something? I actually have the Metal Gear Solid collection that I definitely intend on playing soon. So I'm gonna start because it's a remaster collection. So it's from the first one all the way up to because I
You
have.
know,
Go ahead.
it's funny when I was younger with the Metal Gear Solid series, it didn't really hit me well because I was just a kid trying to play video games, right? But
That's how I feel
now
too.
the Metal Gear Solid series, it is way more attractive to me in the way my brain works today than when I was a kid, and that's where I give this game kind of the space to actually catch me because if it has those elements that I recall from Metal Gear Solid, that's kind of like a tough word for me to say. Metal Gear Solid.
Fight back artist. Damn.
Yo, literally, Metal Gear Solid. Um, but yeah, if it presents those elements from MGS, I'm just gonna say MGS.
Do you seeing
In
this?
these games, that's where I can see it attracting me. Yeah, I see this. That's where I can see it attracting me, though.
Hmm. Like a lot of those. That's why I want to revisit most of those games from my childhood because I feel like as a kid I didn't really understand what I was doing. I was just playing video games just to play video games. I wasn't really like absorbing anything or just we just playing
Yeah,
video games.
we were just playing video games. It was like
Yeah.
it was like hack and slash for me back then. Like
Yeah.
it was like, oh, you can
That was
just
my
keep pressing
go-to.
the button and kill things. Oh, I love
Right.
it. I love it.
Hmm.
It's
That's
crazy.
that's why
It's
I told
crazy.
you need to revisit side scrollers, bro. They're not beneath you.
I never said they were beneath me.
Yes, you did.
They're on the side of me.
Whatever. Because yo, chat. The other night we were playing. We were doing like a demo showcase. We were trying. We were. It was a Steam
Oh, tell
Next
me what that
Fest.
was about. Actually, tell
Yeah.
me what that was about.
Yeah, so we were doing like a demo showcase of the Steam Next Fest, and all of us like picked 2 to 3 games that we wanted to actually play. And Heartless didn't pick that. I either me or Bello picked for you. It was like, yo, you're gonna try this one out, and he probably had the most fun out of everybody playing
I did.
his
I
game.
did. The irony. I've always it's been like, I'm not playing no side scroller. Fuck
Right.
this look like this early 2000s. This is 1999. You're not gonna get me playing no side scrollers.
Hmm.
And then I spent like an hour just having fun. What was it? Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden. What's it
I
called? I
forgot what
don't
it was.
remember. But I'm
I don't
definitely
know, but
getting that.
it was a demo. You know what's funny too? I always told Cash like, "Oh, this looks too easy. This looks too easy." And Cash is
Yeah.
always like, "Nah, bro. There's a real challenge in there if you just play it." And that became really apparent very easy.
Yes, like side scrollers are not simple games, bro. I told you they're probably one of some of the hardest games you'll play.
Nah,
Trust
okay,
me.
no, stop the cap, stop the cap,
I
stop
am
the cap.
telling you. There's
Kill the show.
all right.
Kill the show.
Okay. Okay. Listen, you're going to
They
play
have
Ninja.
their element of challenge. They do have their element of challenge.
Yes,
But
they're some of the hardest games you're ever gonna play, especially from like the '90s. This was remember back in the '90s, bro. A lot of these games didn't have crutches. They didn't care about your feelings. These games were difficult. Not
the
only
only thing I
that,
was the,
they had continues, and if your continues ran out, you would have to start from scratch.
Yes, that was the hardest part about them. That was the hardest part about that. No, okay, no, don't let me lie to you. There is some levels in some Mario games that are actually designed for only the maddest of people. There is side-scroller games that do this, but
Hmm.
I feel like for a lot of side-scrollers, they look to me to be fairly easy games to beat.
Look, you said that's the key word. Look, they look fairly easy to beat. Reaper just popped in the chat. It says, "Yeah, it's the get good era." Big facts. Big facts. But yeah, like I said, chat. I'm willing to give Death Stranding a shot. I don't know if I should try the first one or the second one. What do you guys recommend, chat? Should we try the first one or try the second? We'll just go straight into the since the second one is such an improvement on the first game.
I mean, I would imagine if the story is that important,
You
that you
should
want to
start
start
from the
with the
first
first.
one.
I'd imagine. And then you also have the other aspect. If you were to purchase the first one, it's probably significantly cheaper than the second one. And if you're not gonna if you don't feel it with the first one, then what's the point of buying the second one?
Well, true. True.
You know, so
You're
you
making
could
some good
save
points
yourself
there.
some money in that sense. You know.
Some good points being made here.
It's that new modern day gaming economy.
Facts.
Cold world out there.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys, let's switch things up for a little bit. Let's talk about, because this is what we were supposed to start with, but I thought we should just hop right into Death Stranding since we kind of mentioned it
Oh
already.
yeah. Oh
Let's
yeah.
talk about the Arxis showcase. And man, I think personally, it's probably one of the worst showcases I've seen. Not even for the year, I think ever.
What makes it so bad, Cash? Talk to
So,
me.
first thing first, what is Arxis known for, Heartless?
I
You would think
only know Oxus for fighting games. If I'm being 100% honest with you,
exactly.
only know them for fighting.
So
games.
you would think like Guilty Gear is Melty Blood one of the, no, not Melty Blood. What's the other game?
Yeah, is it Melty Blood's not an Oxus title? What?
Is it? Is it? I could be wrong.
I
It is,
could
right?
be wrong. No. Type
It's not.
French bread. French bread.
French bread.
Yeah, it's French bread. It is French bread. Yeah.
Okay, so there's
You still
that.
got all the fighting games. DBFC. Yeah.
DBFZ, Guilty Gear. I'm
yeah.
missing one. It's not
Blaze
Melty
Blue.
Blood. Blaze Blue. That's what I was trying to remember. Blaze Blue.
We know them for fighting games.
Yeah, they're known for fighting games. Not one fighting game was shown at the showcase, bro.
It's not even the fact that not one fighting game was shown at the showcase. It's the fact that Bubble Sugar Dungeons.
What the? What is that? What is that? It looks like
A
an
new
indie game.
Bubble Bobble game. A new Bubble Bobble game coming to PlayStation 5, Switch, and PC in 2025.
Bro,
This is what we're doing in 2025? Arxis, look at me. Talk to me.
Right?
Where is the Marvel gameplay?
Yo, their most notable game from that showcase was Double Dragon Revive, and personally, chat,
It don't look good. It don't look good.
it looks like a 360 game.
Nah. Dude,
Nah,
this looks
I
like
take
a-
that back. This looks like
This
a
is
super.
worse.
No, it looks like a PS2 era game.
Yes. It looks like a PS2 era game. I'm like, what the hell is this?
It
What are
looks
you guys releasing this on?
unfinished. It looks graphically, it looks unfinished. Like I don't know, man. Like, you know what? Let's pull up the video for chat so the chat can see what I'm talking about. Cause
I was not expecting this from them. I thought we were gonna have a big Arxis showcase,
yeah, and
but no, we got Bubbles.
you would and a lot of people were suggesting bigger releases too. People were speculating we would probably see more of Tokon Fighters, which we didn't get at all. Not even a second. It was never shown.
What the hell is? I'm like looking through all this stuff. I'm like, what the hell am I seeing?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Dear me, I was.
There is another game that they released as well. They showed off as well. Like, they're saying they're trying to push the envelope with games like Double Dragon. But bro,
Push the envelope.
don't try to reinvent the wheel with this. It's Double Dragon. It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
There is one trailer I think we should show for sure, and it's the Dear Me I Was trailer. It's I mean, we should get it on the screen and then we can discuss it when we get there. But like, are you serious? What the hell? Look at this. The game, the art and the characters look great, right?
The art, yeah, exactly.
How does the gameplay come out to be what we get from this? I'm confused.
I was expecting, if they had managed to make the characters look like the art we just saw, I think I would have been fine with that because it's Arxis. They can definitely pull it
honestly, even if this game were pixelated, I feel like it would feel better for me, which is, Yo, chat. By the way, we're not just haters. There's plenty of games that come on the show that get us super excited.
For sure. This ain't one of them, and I'm a Double Dragon fan.
That's crazy.
That was actually sick.
Yo, the zoom-ins on the wall splats are the sickest part of this whole thing.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest with you.
I think you can interact with the background, so you can like swing on like the poles and stuff. Ooh, wait a minute, she a breakdancer?
Cash, I hate you. No, see,
like
this
I
is where
said,
you lose me.
what?
Well,
This swinging around the go-go pole?
nah, it was like the side scrolly. You know how it was like there was a delay, so I seen it a little bit after you, but
They can interact with the background. I like that. It's cool.
no,
But like,
Cash is getting sold. Cash is getting sold.
no, no,
No,
no.
I'm
But
not
I'm
with it.
saying, like I said, graphically though, I'm not feeling it. It just, I don't like how it looks, bro. It looks like it needs some more time in the oven. I'm sorry, it does.
She just kicked it. They're kicking. Oh, what? Oh, oh, they're kicking. Nerd, I am with you. I can't do beat 'em ups either. They're not my style.
You play Street
This is
Fighter. I
not
don't want
my.
to hear that shit.
The Street Fighter is like an intimate match of tennis.
You know what game I want you to play? You know what
What?
game I want you to play? You're going to
What?
play Sifu.
The hell is Sifu?
Though it's basically it has fighting game mechanics, but it's a beat 'em up. It's not. I don't want to call it a beat 'em up either. But Sifu is pretty damn good.
All right. First question: is this game multiplayer?
This is multiplayer. I think. Oh, wait a minute. No, I think this is the single player one. No.
If this game is multiplayer,
No,
I
it
can
is. It's
actually.
no. It's multiplayer. See, they're showing it off right now. It's multiplayer.
Ah, okay. Okay. So I can see this game being a fun experience in four player.
Yeah, I can see that too.
You would never ever catch me playing this alone.
Mm-mm.
Ever.
But like I said, that's the whole point of wanting to play these games with you guys. Like, I don't want to. I'm not gonna play this shit by myself. I'm not gonna play this shit by myself. I think it's four
No, I
player.
feel that.
It's four
No,
players.
I think so. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
See the side scrolliness of this. That's like the least cool part of this to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now we
But
got.
but I think they're trying to mix it up with both the side scrolling and some 3D elements. You realize that?
They're definitely going in a 3D element space with this.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
So,
They
so
want to let you move in all access.
So the original
Axes.
the original Double Dragon actually did that though. Like in those games, you could have gone like up and down in like the
Yeah,
environment,
for sure.
but
For sure.
but they want you to like experience like or explore the environment more, so you can slam dudes in like the walls in the background. You couldn't do that in previous iterations. Oh, by the way, if you pre-order the game, you get the dodgeball version.
This is the dodgeball version.
Yeah, Double Dragon dodgeball.
I feel like this Double Dragon dodgeball caught my attention more than the actual
Oh,
game.
really?
Anyways, yeah. But it's funny. So it's still like okay. We might have been a little into this Double Dragon after we see some gameplay, but it's still not saving the rest of the showcase because
No,
the rest of the
it's not.
showcase was filled with a bunch of nothing for me. But remember, Cash, I do want us to show the Dear Me I Was trailer on here. I think for some people this could be cool.
Dear me,
And,
I was.
Yeah. Look it up. No, I'll click the link in the thingy.
Demon Knight Fever is another one that they were really trying to sell, and I was like, I'm not feeling it, Ark. I'm sorry. It's not. As the kids say, it's not giving. It's not giving.
It's not giving. That's crazy.
I saw this one too, and I was like,
It was just I was surprised to see this coming from Arxis.
you know what? I think Arxis is trying to move away from being known as the fighting game company. They're trying to expand their horizons, and I think that's totally fine. But like, you still need like a strong title for people to
Yeah.
like latch on to
Yes.
outside of a
Yes.
fighting game to say, yo,
I would rather they focus. I mean, I can't tell them how to run their business, but I would rather they focus on making one game outside of the fighting game genre that was just completely inignorable. Something that
Right.
like, when it released, it was just so good that it makes the rest of the world say, "Arxis could do this,"
exactly.
and then they can build on that. But I don't know. That's not what we're getting out of them. Let's just keep praying. You know what's funny though? I should be a big Arxis hater anyways because I can't stand Guilty Gear
Anymore.
Yeah, I can't stand Guilty Gear anymore. So it is what it is.
I feel like Guilty Gear is gone off the rails, bro. Guilty Gear is definitely way out of my pay grade now. I cannot play Guilty Gear, bro. It's just, man, there's a lot happening in Guilty Gear now.
It's too much. It's too much.
Damn, nerd was
And the
like,
part that
bro, time to unfollow.
yeah, nerd, I'm sorry to disappoint you, and I know we met on good terms through the Gears. Trust me, I get it.
I mean, that's how I met you. I met you through Guilty Gear.
Honestly, and I gotta give it to Guilty Gear. God bless Guilty Gear because it brought me around some of my favorite people on this planet. Right? I wouldn't know KT if it wasn't for Guilty Gear. So, shout out to KT. But the game just got ridiculous.
I agree. I totally agree. Does that so? There's this other game. Was called what is it? I think it's called Bubble Bubble. That's another game that came out for Arxis. And when I saw it, I'm like, why though? Like, what is this? What is this? This is actually a sequel. I don't think they published the first one, did they? You know what it is, too, Heartless? I don't think they're developing a lot of these games. I think they're publishing them.
Is that what it is?
Is
that what we're seeing?
Yeah, I think they're publishing games now. Because I think they now have the I don't know if that's what it is, but it seems as if they have the capacity to publish games now. Because I don't see these games as like, they don't have like this Arxis like stamp on them. You know what I mean?
This does not have it at all. It doesn't have the style. It doesn't have
nothing. So is it being published and developed, or is it?
I'll look into that.
Google.
I'll look into that. I'm googling it right now. Did Arxis develop Bubble Bubble? Now, let's see. Did not develop the original Bubble Bubble. Oh, what's the second one called actually?
It's called Bubble Bubble. I don't want to lie. I don't remember.
Bubble Bubble Sugar Dungeons.
Yes.
Okay, let's see if they developed.
I'm not gonna hold you though. I would play this, but it's not what I've come to expect from Arxis. Is what I'm saying.
You would play this?
Yeah, I could play. I can see me playing this with the kids.
They're only publishing it. They're only publishing it. It is developed by Taito Corporation. Yeah, wow. They're only publishing.
So,
what the hell are they doing?
But going back to what I was saying now, then, right? A lot of these games that we saw on the showcase might just be them saying, "Hey, we're publishing games now."
But that says something else, though.
What?
Hey, we're not doing anything with our own games right now.
Right. So these are the games that we're kind of pushing right now.
Right? Like if they had something, right? Or is it that the only thing they have right now deeply
the Marvel Tokon Fighter, and they're just trying to focus, and they're trying to focus on that. They're trying to just
right. That's what I'm seeing.
You might be right.
So that's
you
crazy.
You might be right. I think that might be the case. Because
I don't know. I
Guilty Gear, we don't have anything for Guilty. There was no Heartless. Wait a minute. There was no announcement for a Guilty Gear whatsoever, and Lucy should be dropping, the character from Cyberpunk.
Yep.
And we didn't see any gameplay for Lucy. We haven't seen any of that, and you didn't show that off at all.
The last thing we got was Unica. What's her name? Unica.
Unica, and that was a couple of months ago.
Yeah, like a month and a half, 2 months ago, maybe.
Right. We haven't seen anything, and you drop a showcase and not shown anything off for your future projects in terms of like your fighting game, unless they're planning on releasing another showcase sometime within this year, which I doubt.
I don't see that happening.
I don't see
I don't see another showcase happening.
No,
we're in the middle of summer. Why? Right now is the perfect time to show off your games. You got the holiday season coming up in 5 months.
I don't see it. I really don't. But hey, a lot of weirder things have happened. Demon Knight Fever also is another one I saw them pushing as well. Before we move on, chat, there's a lot of them.
Let's see who developed it.
Yeah, let's see who developed it.
DreamCon.
I don't even know who that is.
Developed by DreamCon Co. Limited under the supervision of Super Niche LLC, and will be published by Arxis. I actually do not understand the direction they're going with this, because from my perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think all of these products are lesser products than what Arxis typically puts out, right?
Yeah. So they said they were gonna focus more on like mid-range games. That's what they said in their in the showcase. They're gonna start focusing more on mid-range
like $40
games.
games.
Kinda. I guess you could say that. That is mid-range, $30, $40. Because these games aren't.
Just give us Marvel for $40 and call it a day. Right?
Yeah.
So, okay.
They're not gonna do that though. It's Marvel.
Here's my thing.
It's a license. It's a license, but it's also, here's the thing. There's something I also want to mention. Marvel is not them per se. Marvel is PlayStation. PlayStation is pushing Marvel.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So they are developing Marvel for PlayStation, which is publishing it. PlayStation is a publisher.
Yes.
Arxis is the developer. So it's not their game either.
It's the other way around.
Yeah, that's not their game.
So that was also the same situation with DBFC.
Yeah, and I don't think exactly, because it was Bandai.
Bandai published it.
Bandai published it. Arxis developed it.
Yeah.
So I think
that's why we love Arxis.
I think that's why they probably didn't show it on the showcase. I don't know if it's a contract thing where they can't show it off.
Probably. But either way, I still struggle to see how this is beneficial to them. Because from my perspective, they have a showcase, and then they're Arxis. They're known for what they're known for, right? They have a showcase. They want to be publishers, and then they...
Prophet, welcome in, bro. Welcome in.
They show a bunch of product that they didn't make, and I consider it to be lesser product. So, like, for instance... It's like we at KXI, we take what we do seriously, and we put a certain kind of effort into our products, our brand products, because we want people to enjoy it. It's like, imagine if tomorrow we just started hosting shitty streamers on our channel. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
People will look at it and be like, yo, what happened to KXI, man? I thought they really cared for what they did. That's how I envision what I see. That's how I feel about Arxis right now. Like, I thought you guys cared about what you guys did. DBFZ, to this day, is one of the most beautiful looking games I've ever looked at.
So here's the rationale behind what he was saying about mid-range games. What's the developer's name again? Daisuke. This is what Daisuke was saying. He said that the reason why he wants to... Because remember, a lot of people were speculating that he was going to show off a new IP on the showcase. That didn't happen. Instead, he has an initiative that he wants to push where he wants to give independent. So he even mentioned the fact that Guilty Gear, when it first came out, was technically an indie game, which nobody really saw or took serious until it popped off.
Hold on. I hate to cut you off, right?
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, the original Guilty... I have to give mad respect. You got to give respect where respect is due.
It's a school project. It was a school project.
The original Guilty Gear is entirely done by Daisuke. From the music, the coding, the development, the character design, everything was done by Daisuke for a school project. That is the original Guilty Gear. Respect is given where respect is due. I got to give him that respect.
Yeah, and he said... Like, if nobody gave him that shot, if nobody gave that game a chance, then you wouldn't have gotten Guilty Gear to where it is right now. And he feels like, and he said he feels like, given the fact that they have so many like top tier games, so Guilty Gear being the biggest one, right? Because I think he says like over 100 million copies or some shit like that. Whatever. What? I could be wrong.
Throughout all the games.
Throughout all the games.
I'll get you a total for that.
Right. But so he feels comfortable now to like branch off into other aspects of gaming. So that's why he said that he's trying to give up and comers an opportunity to kind of get their feet wet. And I can respect that. I can definitely respect that. But
You should know better. You should know. You should look at the
it
games and be
can't
like,
be
oh,
your
this
whole bulk of your showcase.
the whole thing.
It can't be the bulk of your showcase. At least give me one
All right,
big thing.
all right, Cash. I just want to let you know,
Mm-hmm.
you are not an actual gamer. You are off by so much. You said
How much?
100 million copies.
I said I could
Guilty
be
Gear
wrong.
Strive.
No,
Guilty
not
Gear
Strive.
has
No,
no,
across.
hold on,
Oh yeah.
hold on. Listen.
Mhm.
Guilty Gear Strive has outsold all previous entries combined, and it's only sold 3 million copies.
Okay.
So that means at maximum you're getting about 5.8,
5.
5.9, 6.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
At maximum. So.
But yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I can respect the initiative.
They dropped the ball. I hope they take the feedback. I hope they see this,
Mhm.
and I hope that the next showcase they don't let other people's games take over what they are known for, because
Right.
Arxis, you gave me nothing this year.
Mm-hmm. Demon Knight Fever. I don't even know what Demon Knight Fever is. It's a 40-second trailer. There's no gameplay for it.
There's a lot of validity, I think, to what you said earlier about Sony and Sony not allowing them to do this, because Sony, we just had a showcase where Tokon was unveiled, right?
And that was PlayStation Showcase.
That was the PlayStation Showcase. They control what happens there.
Yeah.
They control. Yeah, absolutely. So.
Let's see what people are saying in the reviews of the Arxis Showcase. I want to see. Let's read the YouTube reviews. I'm curious. But I'm pretty sure nobody's happy, bro. Yo, you know who? The funniest reaction I saw was Maximilian, dude, bro.
He always has the best reactions.
Yo, Max's reaction was crazy because, like, you could tell that he wasn't trying to say anything negative, but you could see it on his face.
Yeah. He always has the best reactions.
Bro. This showcase could have been an email. Wow. That was somebody saying that.
Facts.
Damn, bro.
Facts. The showcase really could have been an email. That's what breaks my heart. It's like we wanted a showcase of, like, what are you guys working on?
This could have just
we
came
love
out
you guys
like,
as developers.
This could have been an article on IGN, bro.
Yeah, literally.
Literally an article on IGN. Someone said,
It makes me wonder, though.
What?
It makes me wonder. Does Arxis need money? Are they being paid? Were they paid to do this? Do they need money?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know.
It's a good question. And we just found out that Guilty Gear franchise has not sold millions and millions and millions of copies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
no, but they did
DLCs
say
and stuff.
No, but they did say they feel comfortable to branch off now. He said that's what he said in the showcase.
Okay, good.
He feels comfortable to branch off. So, and he wants to focus on mid-range games. That's what he said. He said it directly, verbatim. That's what he said. And then he kind of like tried to justify why he said mid-range games, because he's saying games are getting more and more expensive.
Yeah.
So it's more of a risk to put out like AAA games and not recoup the profit. So they're focusing on mid-range games, and they can push out more mid-range games, and those games can, probably raking.
I worry, and I worry that, like, as the future progresses and games get more and more expensive, they become more luxury, and then you start seeing more mid-range games, but really that just means fast food games and
slop,
and like we're just expected to buy cheap slop because the economy is just getting away from us. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I feel like, bro,
suck.
I really feel like the reason why the games industry is so inflated right now, it's because people don't know how to manage their money. And that is the biggest issue.
Buy every game that comes out, and those people make it hard for the rest of us. Yes,
but also the industry itself is not great with money, because I feel like they put a lot. They're not budgeting properly, and it's screwing up the industry.
For sure, absolutely. Like why did Spider-Man take $300 million?
$300 million to make.
Why did it take $300 million to make? It should have
taken
$250 million to make.
Right, because you're using a lot of those assets from the previous game. Why is it costing you so much money?
And if you're not, then maybe the gaming industry needs to develop an infrastructure where they can efficiently use, uh,
Bro. All right.
you know what I'm saying?
Perfect example. Going back to Expedition 33. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Expedition 33 used a fraction of what it took to make Spider-Man. A
It's game of the
fraction.
year contender.
And it's
Game
a
of the year
game of the
contender.
year contender. Why? Because they used the restraints they had and still made a great fucking game.
Yeah, for the audio
Oh my
listeners, we just had
god.
somebody in the chat say, "Anyone want to address Concord $250 million wasted?" Um,
Listen,
and it's funny. It's funny you say that.
I'm glad you brought that up because we actually have it in our notes, which we're gonna be. You want to address it now or later on? Let's address it later
Well,
on, Heartless.
we'll
We can
address it
talk
later
about
on.
it later. Yeah, let's talk about it later.
Uh,
But we actually
but
have news about Concord. I'm
so
so surprised, by the way, very much surprised.
back to
Didn't
your
see this
point
coming. Mm-hmm.
and my point. So the gaming industry is not efficiently developing games. They want to slap on an extra A, and when I say that, I mean triple A, quadruple A. They just want
Mm-hmm.
to keep slapping on A's, right? So they're putting
Exactly.
more and more money into these games. And then if you look at the Nintendo Switch 2 sales, what did they sell? 3 million copies in a week? This is like
Because,
$1.3 billion.
bro, I don't get it though. Like, I still don't understand why people are.
People will put their money down regardless.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting to a point where I'm realizing people will skip out on their children's meals to get the latest gear.
Nah, bro. Like, I don't get it. Like, I still,
It's crazy.
it boggles my mind why people, how the Nintendo Switch 2 sold the way it did. I'm very serious. I am so serious, bro. Damn, Bruce. Bro, I'm so serious. Like, I don't know why it sold the way it did. But you want to hear something crazy? People are already unhappy with the Switch too. Like
It's
there's
crazy.
stick drift is still a thing here. People are concerned about the magnets. Apparently the Joy Cons they're breaking faster than ever before. I'm like, what do you guys actually do? Are you guys actually breaking these things, or is this actually falling apart? Like I don't know what to think anymore.
I don't know. We need the industry to crash. I'm telling you. We need we need to get to a point where huge releases are just flopping.
It's already happening, but they keep pumping money into these huge releases, and then you
Nah,
blame the
nah, nah,
fans.
Cash. No, 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 no. They started committing to these projects during COVID, slightly after COVID. They, they started putting in the money into these games, and then the
I blame the penny
and then
pinchers.
what do you mean?
I blame the penny pinchers too. All right, so the big wigs, the guys that are funding these shits. So I'm working on a video right now. It's a shameless plug, but I have a video that I'm dropping tomorrow, and we're talking about it's about visceral games, right? And I don't know if you guys know this, but Visceral, the reason why Visceral canceled or stopped making Dead Space was because they couldn't justify the fact that the game wasn't making. So the game was making profits, but it was never to what EA wanted, right? Year after year, after every release, the game was basically making not the same, just a slight increase from the previous game. So because of that, they canceled. Not, I don't want to say canceled, but they is it discontinued or I guess fridged the game. They fridged the franchise
They
because they
shelved
didn't.
it.
Yeah, they shelved it because they didn't think um, it wasn't uh, a money maker, if you want to say that. They didn't think it
Yeah.
was a money maker, right? They wanted live service games. So, and the reason why they did that too was because of Star Wars Battlefront. Star Wars Battlefront came out just before, um, was that two? Dead Space 2, I think. And because of that, all they were focused on was starting to make Battlefront money. They wanted to, because Battlefront made bank, right? And I think this is also a part of what is happening right now, right? A lot of these guys are trying. That's why we got Concord. A lot
They're
they
trying to rewrite. They're trying to rewrite the recipe book.
exactly, and it's just not
They're trying to
working.
They want to include sugar in every recipe.
It's bullshit, bro.
Yeah, and when I say they want to include sugar in every recipe, sugar is live service microtransactions.
Yeah, it's just it's everybody's doing the same thing now. Like everybody wants to have their live service game. Everybody's trying to get their Fortnite. Everyone,
Everybody.
everyone.
Mm-hmm. Some things
And
just will never be that.
Fortnite has already has movers advantage, bro. And people, I don't know if people are not realizing that you're not going to beat Fortnite. You're just not.
You know, I mean, the goal isn't to beat Fortnite. The goal is to survive in a space ecosystem that also houses Fortnite. You know what I'm
Bro.
saying? If you can be a live service game making live service money in a world where Fortnite exists and you're profitable still, you're good.
No, but
You know
here's
what I'm
the thing:
saying?
people's bandwidth. You can only play but so many live service game artists. Jesus Christ, bro.
Yo, shout out to the chat, by the way. You guys are
Welcome
incredible.
in,
We're taking
Pizzo Play. We
we're
got gamer
taking
actual
everything you guys
royalty in
saying.
here. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
seeing it,
we
guys.
do. We're seeing it. We're seeing it. It's all going into our thoughts and how we're feeling about what we got to say. So please keep it coming. It all feeds the fire.
Right?
But back to what Cash was saying about first movers advantage. Fortnite has that. It's like the iPhone. The iPhone is not the best phone, but because it has first movers advantage, it has the biggest ecosystem.
Exactly.
And now game developers are trying to find ways to turn whatever it is they're doing into a live service microtransaction factory. And I think it has given us some Frankenstein botched products in the last few years.
All right, you want to see something crazy? So I was watching this video recently, and they were talking about why the movie industry is dying, and they basically part of it is because so many independent studios want to have their own like Netflix, right? But if you notice with music, it's totally different because you don't see Virgin trying to make their own their own streaming service. You don't see name another one, Def Jam trying to make their own. It's just Spotify. It's just Spotify. But what's happening with movies is because everybody's trying to make their own service, it's almost like we're going back to cable all over again, and now you're diluting that pool of movies. You know what I mean?
Yes.
When they release movies now, I don't even have the urge to go to movie theaters because I know in a month I can watch it on a streaming service at home. There's no FOMO attached to it at all. Captain America: Brave New World came out like 2-3 months ago. It's already on digital. It's on Disney Plus right now. You can watch it.
That's what we're getting to. Yo, but that really just speaks to like how humans operate, and like our attention span is diminishing.
Acceleration, bro. It's acceleration.
It's an acceleration. We're just taking in information constantly, and I think over time our games are gonna get shorter. It actually it's really a scary world, to be honest with you. The information's coming in and going out immediately.
So, but that's why that's partially why the industry is dying. But they're saying is Netflix is still at an advantage. You want to know why? Because Netflix, while they are making programming, usually Netflix is still one of the more affordable services. So people will keep their Netflix and get rid of everything else.
Yeah.
Because what's happening is these movies will come to Netflix. Here's what Netflix used to do back in the day. This is what I learned. They used to check data, like the pirate website data, to see what is the most downloaded movies. And that's how they would get those movies to put on their platform, bro. That is some smart shit, bro.
That's so smart.
That's some smart shit. That's smart business, bro. And you know what happens? Guess what happens? Piracy went down for that particular movie when it came to Netflix. Guess what happened when it came off? Guess what happened when it came off? Piracy went back up for that movie. They started to download the movies again. Because Netflix made it affordable.
It's affordable, so what's the point of going through that?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Because piracy is a result of a lack of access.
Yes. And absolutely.
No, I'm not justifying it, guys. I'm just let me just put that out there.
Cornered the market. They
They
really
did.
cornered the market.
They did, bro. And Warner Brothers is starting to go put their movies back on Netflix. I've noticed that a lot of their movies are going back to Netflix because they realize they can't compete. They can't compete,
Yeah,
even though they have Max. They have HBO Max.
yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah.
and for
Yeah.
a while, they stopped putting their movies on there because they wanted to put all their movies on HBO Max. Now they're starting to put them back over there.
I mean, but would you compare it to console exclusivity though? How,
Kind of.
like, wouldn't you want your movie to be on as many platforms as possible?
Exactly. But I don't think console exclusivity is selling consoles anymore, bro. Because people are broke. People are
Yeah,
broke.
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. I like the way my bank account was set up, bro. Miss me with the whole console exclusive shit. Like, if you don't got the game available to me, that's your loss.
Right.
That's the way I'm feeling now.
And again, I've slowly been converted to a PC guy because before I could justify buying a PS5, I could justify buying an Xbox. I can't justify it anymore. I don't think I'm buying next gen consoles anymore.
I'm not. I'm PC all day. I'm PC all day. I'm
Bro,
serious. Yo, this
PlayStation,
I'm pretty
PlayStation
sure this
exclusive.
is the last console I'll ever buy. I'm pretty
Damn.
sure this is the last console.
Yeah, PlayStation exclusives are now coming to PC. What's the point of me buying a PlayStation?
I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. I could do so much more on my PC than I can ever do on a console.
Right? Like, man, I don't know, bro. But like I said, going back to what I was saying, because I feel like we went on a crazy tangent there. But so let's just bring it back. What I was saying is the industry needs some kind of correction. Also, there's a rumor going around that Microsoft might be laying off people from their games division, but it's only in the marketing division. It's not in like the tech space.
Okay.
But there should be an announcement this week. Who knows? It's a rumor floating around in the ether, so we don't know yet. Nothing has been made clear. I saw my PS5 when they announced Spider-Man and Gears of War for PC. Wow.
See, that's crazy. Me personally, if I already own the console, I don't know how I feel about selling it. I struggle to sell things that I paid my hard-earned money for less than I paid for it.
So I've never done that. I usually sell it for more. I'm not, and I try to because I sell
for more.
Yeah, because I add stuff to what I'm selling. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
All right,
That's
so
funny.
back in Jamaica, bro, that's how I got games back in Jamaica. Like my brother would say, so my brother sent me an Xbox 360, and I took that Xbox 360, I sold it, and I bought a newer version. So I had the white one, I sold that one to get the black version of the Xbox 360, and I kept buying shit and upgrading every time I used to upgrade. That's just how I used to purchase shit. I used to flip it, bro. I used to flip shit back in Jamaica,
you should
bro.
make a series. You should make a series where you try to trade up to like something huge. You
No,
with a
real talk.
Clip and you try to trade up.
Bro, I sold my TV and bought a projector. Back home in Jamaica, let me make this very clear. I didn't play video games on a TV. I played games on a projector.
Input lag must have been crazy.
Actually, no, it was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good.
I don't think you. I just don't think you were picking up on it. I think that input lag wild.
Nah, bro, it was actually pretty good, bro. It was actually pretty good because that's when I was playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It was good because I had a monitor as well. Because here's the thing. Back home, my home was the place to be every weekend. My friends used to come over and hang out every single weekend at my crib because at that time,
popular kid, guys.
Not only that, at that time, I'm a fucking 16, 17-year-old with my own house. My mom's not there. My mom was here in America.
Oh, snap.
So I had my own place. So of course people are going to want to hang out in my crib. So we would play games like Call of Duty every weekend. I was a streamer before I was even a streamer, come to think of it. We would play games every weekend at the crib. Right? So it's like Call of Duty, Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom. We were just playing games at the crib. And like I have people from all walks of life that used to come and hang out at the crib. I had teachers, I got police officers, I got a bunch
the
of people
hell?
that used to come
This
to
man
my
said
crib.
this man said I had the cops and the drug dealers they was looking for, chilling, keeping it calm, just to play the damn games at my crib.
Bro, I had, did you hear what I just said? Teachers. I had educators in my house. I had cops in my
That's
house,
too
bro.
funny.
I had nerds. I have just a different, no one was the same. Different walks of life in the crib
Oh,
every
I
weekend.
love that though. I love that.
Right? And we were all chilling. We were vibing out, bro. It was just fun. That was what it is. Like, if anybody pops in that chat from back, Tai Chi was one of them. So Tai Chi can actually vouch for me when it came to this.
Really?
Yes, Tai Chi was one of them.
Oh, that's dope.
So he can
crazy.
vouch for me, right? When I say these things. So trust me, bro. Back then, it was just a lot of fun. It was just fun. My whole thing was to kind of bring people together. And here we started that here too, when you think about it. When you think about me becoming a streamer, it's almost like a no-brainer when you think about it, right? So,
I mean, it's kind of how you was living.
yeah. So, but yeah, chat. Let's switch it up. Arxis, it sucked. The Arxis showcase sucked, but I can kind of commend Daisuke's efforts into what he was doing. I just don't know how I feel about it just yet. And hopefully it works out. Who knows? It could probably work out. Hopefully these games kind of garner some kind of audience that could now see Arxis outside of like the fighting game company. Because ultimately, I think that's what they're trying to go for. They're not going to be focused on AAA games. We already know that. So I think this like mid-range games that they're trying to focus on, hopefully it gives them some level of like, because, but why would you want to step away? My thing is, Heartless, why would you want to step away from that? What is the reason? Is it the fact that they don't want to be locked into just like a box per se? To just be seen as that?
I'm not seeing it. So like from a business perspective, is it like, okay, external revenue? You get to make money not developing games.
Right. So you don't have to pump a bunch of resources into that, but you could just publish it.
Yes.
And you can recoup the benefits from just publishing.
Yes, but then did they not consider how it would affect the consumer's perception of them?
Right.
Exactly. I don't know, because I look at it and I'm like, what are you guys doing? You guys have me confused. So I don't know. I guess this is one of those things you have to see play out over the long term.
Right.
You know?
Another game that they actually, because I didn't know this, but apparently they'll be publishing Absalom. I didn't know that. But it was a part of
the game that we played in the demo showcase?
Yes. They're going to be publishing Absalom.
You loved that game, though.
The game was fucking phenomenal. Of course I did. It's a hand-drawn game. So, but here's the thing. They're not publishing it in the West. I think they're publishing it in like Eastern countries.
And it's gonna have a different publisher in the West.
I think it's gonna have a different publisher in the West because I think it's
a
dope new game.
I really need to do some research to figure out what exactly publishing. What all that really means. Like,
I feel like some companies probably don't have that reach to like publish their games in like other certain regions.
Yeah.
So they go through other.
They rely
on somebody else who already has that kind of, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Absolutely.
So Dotemu is the company that's gonna be working on Absalom. That's what I know for sure. But I don't know if they're also publishing.
If they're publishing games like that, and the consumers are enjoying it, then I can see this being a nice, successful secondary stream of income for Arxis. Because you got to think about it. You got to pay these developers. The games come out. So you don't want to lay them off, right? Because that's what all these companies are doing essentially. What they're developing the game. The game doesn't pull the number they want, and then they lay people off. Imagine how you feel being a developer. It's like, it's almost like you're Jesus Christ carrying the cross.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're literally building your own death.
Right.
You're gonna develop a game, and then the game, so I can see how like the goal is to not have to lay people off. So as a company, a successful company, if you have the strength and the reach to add a publisher's division to your development company, your video game development company. I see that because the future of income is that no singular income is enough to survive.
Right.
That's what you're going to see across households,
Yeah,
families,
for sure.
companies, small companies, even like little restaurants have to find new unique ways to get their product out there to more people. The DoorDashes, the Uber Eats,
Right.
And if you're not doing that kind of thing, you're falling behind. And unfortunately, in the world and the economy we live in, if you're falling behind, you die. That's just how it works.
That's just how it works. Facts.
It's just how it works. So I don't know.
Speaking
really
of
don't know.
falling behind, there's a movie that's coming out that I think something about the long walk, I think it's called, where these guys think the Hunger Games.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That
I know
movie
what you're
looks
talking
sick.
about. That's a Stephen King book.
It's a Stephen King book, yes. That is
Yo,
crazy. When I saw
so
what was happening, I was like, wait, what?
yeah, it's the last one.
You
the
can't even
last one
stop.
stand-
Yo, you can't even stop to tie your shoelace for too long, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
wild.
to me,
Mhm.
how are they going to make that engaging for me? I'm actually curious to see.
They're just gonna
right?
have to keep killing people. That's how I look at it. They gotta
Is that
make
what it is?
It has to be tense. You have to raise the stakes. It's gonna be a tense situation because remember, they're all walking. At some point, somebody's gonna get tired,
Oh, for sure, for sure, for sure.
and there can only be one.
There can only be one.
There can
So
only be one. Only one
imagine
person
being
can
the last
survive.
two people.
Oh my god!
If you're the last two people, either somebody makes the conscious decision like, okay, I'm just gonna stop walking and die because I can't do it anymore, or they pass out.
Right?
Imagine making that decision, being like, I just can't do it anymore. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
but
die. Fuck it.
but even if you pass out, they're just gonna
No, they're gonna kill you. Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. That's what I'm like. So, but like, it's either you die, you pass out and die, or you decide like, okay, I'm just gonna let them kill me. Like
Right.
that's really your only choices.
facts.
So
But
I don't know.
yeah, so the game is being developed by Guard Crush, Supermonks, and Dot MU. So and then Dot MU or Dot Mu, however you want to pronounce it, is publishing the game in the West. In the East, however, they're gonna be published by Arxis. So yeah. Absalom looks good. It looks amazing. It's a hand-drawn game, bro. That's why the sprites look so good. They look amazing.
And you played that with Cam too. I think you
Yeah,
guys were
yeah, I
having
played-
a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was playing with Cam.
You kind of want to break that down for me and us again.
So it's a side-scrolling Souls-like action game, which is kind of a mouthful to say, but I want to show you guys the gameplay. For our audio listeners, I'm pulling up the gameplay, so if you guys want to see that, hop on over
Check us
to
out on YouTube or Twitch.
Yep, there we go.
On Twitch, we are live at KXI Network, and on YouTube, we are live at Gamer Actual.
All right, so let's pull up. This is it. And the game, we had a lot of fun playing it. Like, the game looks like I can see this being like a show.
Kind of like Arcane, almost in a way.
Kind of. Let me find actual gameplay. This is I'm not feeling this. I want you guys to see the full gameplay. I don't know how we came to all that bullshit, but
I was like, oh, okay.
Absalom demo. Yo, they're still publishing games for the PS4, bro.
That's crazy.
I did not know that because Absalom is going to be out for PS4.
The other day, somebody sent me a picture, and in the back of the picture was a PlayStation 4. And I was like, ooh, brother, ooh.
Ooh, brother, what's that? Ew.
What's that?
All right, this is it. So when you die, you get resurrected here at the mother. I think she's called the mother.
Yo, I like the running.
Yeah,
the Naruto sprints.
Yep.
I mean, this is a beautiful looking game.
It's a beautiful looking
hand drawn.
Hand drawn animation. Like, I love everything about this game, bro. The background looks phenomenal. Like I said, I can see this being. I'm trying to figure out what the art inspiration is from because it's definitely inspired by someone specific. Because I've seen this art before. I have graphic novels that looks very similar to this. I don't know if you guys know Amulet, chat, but Amulet is a book that it's a
Is that a combo? Did I
yeah,
just
it's
see
a
a combo?
combo. There is combos in this. There's a parry
What?
too, a parry and a block and all
What?
that shit. Yeah,
What? Nah, this looks sick.
yeah, it looks like we were having a lot of fun. You can actually ride that hog too. There we go.
Pause.
Mm. I heard
Yes,
parry.
Pixie,
Yes,
that is correct. You heard correctly.
and you know you can unlock special abilities every time you die. You go back. It's never the same abilities. You can change them out and swap them out because it's a roguelike.
Do you have a price on this game?
I think it's $40. It's gonna be $40. Like I said, it's a mid-range game. Like this is a phenomenal looking mid-range game, bro. Man, men and their parries.
I just dropped my head.
This person is playing by themselves, but you can. I think you can also
True warrior.
befriend an NPC, and they can help you throughout the game. They can fight in the game with you, which is pretty cool. Ooh. But yeah, chat. This is Absalom. This is like I said. I think it's gonna be 2-player. I could be wrong, but the demo was 2 players. I could see it being more, but I would definitely want to play with somebody with this. But I don't know. Can you beat the game? That's another thing. Is this
I
like
actually don't see that. I don't think you can play with more than two. It doesn't look like there's enough space in the screen for more than 2 players.
more
But I
than two
could be
players
entirely
there?
wrong. Yeah, I could
Oh,
be wrong.
there's 2 players. There you go. This is 2-player.
2 player for
Is
sure. But
is it a
did
pop
you
in?
see a space? Whoa, 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 whoa! Did this gnome just hold this goblin up so you can slash him?
Yes. Yeah. You can do all of that. You can do team up
Nah,
combos and stuff.
that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Yo, that was dope.
Oh my god! What I just see? What I just see? That's sick. That is sick.
And he has a blunderbuss. I don't know if you saw that blunderbuss, but he's firing the hell out of that blunderbuss, bro.
Yeah, it does have that beat 'em up element to it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got like abilities. It's got like that, like the Elden Ring style abilities and the parry. This is really really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dope Mew did SO. Yeah, they did Streets of Rage 4. Streets of Rage 4 is actually 4-player co-op, by the way, Heartless, if you want to play. Ooh.
Bro, honestly, man, I hear Streets of Rage and I think back to 1999, the kind of games that I was playing on the Sega Dreamcast. It's crazy.
Holy shit. They just fell to the floor. Yo, the action looks nice, dog. These are for people who actually love just like old school beat 'em ups though. But it definitely has their like twist to it. Thank you, Pinksy. But all right. Chat, that was Absalom. You should definitely. They're doing it early for this once. What do you mean?
Instead of it happening at like 3 in the morning, the update is coming at 12:30.
Oh, okay. So it's
The update for Monster Hunter.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's lit. we do have, from what I recall, one
Yeah.
last, certainly not the least important topic of the night.
Mm-hmm.
You want
So
to let
before
them know
that,
what it is?
before that, let's get into the whole Resident Evil thing, which is also a part of that the whole thing.
That's what I
So,
meant.
there's the Capcom showcase, which we're going to be talking about. But
Oh.
I'm sorry, the Capcom showcase happened recently, and it started with what game did it start with? I can't remember that game that it started with. It's called. Everybody's going crazy about this game. Why can't I remember it right now? Pragmata. There we go. Pragmata. Now, the character, the little girl in Pragmata looks like Mega Man to me, and it's like the fact that it's a Capcom game was like, is is that like intentional? Did you guys do that on purpose? Pragmata looks pretty cool. I don't know if you saw gameplay for Pragmata, Heartless.
I'm watching it right now, actually.
The game looks cool. It looks.
This has a Hideo Kojima vibe to it, almost.
Yes, it does. It definitely does. It definitely does.
But I'm not gonna lie, this looks more interesting to me than Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get gameplay on the screen?
Yeah, I'm pulling up gameplay right now. So they got to show off gameplay. A lot of people liked the gameplay for it. I need to see more though. I'd love to see more. This also kind of looks like Death Stranding if you think about it.
So you got this little girl on your back, and she's got abilities.
Yeah,
so
she's
you're
an
the
android.
shooter, and you get the abilities.
Yeah, little
She's
girl's
an
an
android?
android. Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
And they're on the moon.
Mm-hmm. She just looks like a doll. Yeah, a lot of people thought it was gonna get canceled because they've been working on it for years. So when they finally announced it, people were like, "Yo, holy crap! They're still gonna release this?" Because they showed the trailer for this. How many years ago? A long time ago. When was the first Pragmata trailer? A couple of years ago, bro.
I'm over here just stuck watching this trailer.
2021.
So
There we go.
you're doing a puzzle
Mm-hmm.
while you're doing combat that breaks open the enemy's armor, and you can now shoot into it.
Mm-hmm.
You're kidding me, bro. What? See, to me, this is innovation. Like, oh, they got the Death Stranding jump too. That's crazy.
Yo,
That's crazy. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. They jump just like Death Stranding. If you think about it, it's the same game. Guy with the gun has a big thing on his back,
and a baby,
and he jumps around
and with
and
a
shoots
kid,
things.
and he has
It's
a kid.
oh my, it's crazy. Nah, this looks
definitely
sick.
has been.
This looks sick.
I can already hear it. Y'all won't go. Y'all don't go play Death Stranding, but you want to play. You want to play Pragmata? To me, this looks very similar to Death Stranding.
You know what the crazy thing is? By the time this game comes out, it's gonna be $100.
For real, Heartless fake as fuck.
That's crazy, nerd. What you talking about? We've been best friends for like 2 years now.
Nah, this looks cool, bro. Oh, it's coming out for Xbox too. Of course, it's Capcom. What am I saying?
Of course, it's kind of surprising to me to see Capcom putting out a game like this. I don't know why. I just wasn't expecting.
No, Capcom's
that.
made games like these in the past. They have.
Yeah.
They have. There's a game that they made where I can't remember. Vanquish. I think Vanquish it looked very similar to this.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
For me, I think Capcom. I think Street Fighter. I think Monster Hunter. I think
Man said,
what
all right,
else?
Toodles update time. All right, Pinksy.
That's crazy. Pink. We lost Pinksy. We lost some guys.
Because I'm Monster Hunter. Believe that shit. Thought you loved us, man. But yeah, all right, guys. So here's the thing. I was reading an article earlier, and they were talking about Resident Evil Requiem, right? And they're saying that
You said Requiem.
Requiem. I don't know.
It's Requiem.
Yeah, I know. But listen, part of my Jamaican, okay?
No, I
It
just
could have
trying,
been.
trying to educate my boy.
Listen, I say Requiem.
Yeah.
Requiem sounds like a lot. It's too much. Okay.
Sounds like a lot.
Yes, sounds like a lot. But
Okay.
apparently, Resident Evil 9 could have been a totally different game. This is coming from GameStop. Resident Evil Requiem was almost a different game entirely until Capcom realized fans didn't want it. Okay, all right. Earlier this week, Capcom shared a new preview for Resident Evil Requiem, the ninth in the long-running franchise, according to Capcom. Requiem is already 1 million wish lists across PSN and Steam. Damn. But would the number have been that high if Capcom went through with its original plan to make Requiem an online game? Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my! I mean, by online, do they mean like co-op multiplayer story mode?
I'm pretty
Like,
sure they mean live service. Resident Evil Requiem director Koshi Natanashi shared an online development diary of Capcom's official site via VGC and revealed that the game was originally developed as an online title. Nakanashi said that the team came up with interesting concepts for the game, but ultimately abandoned their online plans, with the team realizing that Resident Evil fans didn't want it. You're damn right, because we're over live service games. Please.
wait. Hear me out though, Cash. Hear me out though.
hmm
Zombie mode, waves of zombies. You don't
I
think
mean,
that'd be cool?
they already have that in Resident Evil. It's called Mercenaries.
Online multiplayer?
You can have the online multiplayer portion. You can. I think you can play with
Oh, okay.
friends.
Oh,
Am I
okay.
wrong?
Cool.
Typical
I don't know.
Jamaican. Listen, Bruce. Listen, okay. Listen. It's Requiem. All them syllables we can't do them. But yeah, Mercs is online. There
Yeah,
we go.
that's
There we go.
that's the only version of this I see working. Is hordes of zombies and you and somebody else gotta stay alive.
Because it'd be fun because Call of Duty has it and people love that. Most people only buy Call of Duty just to play zombies.
Ha. I'm never buying another Call of Duty ever.
I'm you and me both, brother.
Ever.
You have to really sell me on that Call of Duty, bro, for me to say, oh, I'm gonna buy that shit. You can't sell me on Call of Duty.
The only way you'll see me ever playing Call of Duty is if they release like Call of Duty Modern Warfare for free, and it kind of got popularity and it was like a fun thing to do. Other than that, I can never.
Wow.
I can never.
All right, it said a Requiem was re-envisioned as a single-player game like its eighth predecessor. Consider the origins of Requiem as an online title that may explain why it features Grace Ashcroft, the daughter of Alyssa Ashcroft from the franchise's first multiplayer game. Hey, that's where she's from. Resident Evil Outbreak, the story is also picking up the narrative thread from the first 3 Resident Evil games by returning to Raccoon City 30 years after it's bombed to the end in the zombie-infested city of Raccoon City. I just said Raccoon City twice for no reason. During Capcom Showcase on Requiem, devs explain why Leon is a bad fit for horror games. Bro, when I saw that, Heartless, you actually sent me that the link earlier too. I was like, what the fuck do you mean? But he kind of pointed out why he thought that. He was saying because Leon is such a badass, he doesn't make for a good fit in an action game, in a horror game, because he's a badass. And I was like, you know what? I can see that. But as the player, I don't care if Leon's a badass. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I'm the one experiencing the shit. Leon is like, okay, cool, whatever. But I'm the one scared shitless, not Leon.
No, facts. Even chat says though Leon's seen it all by now. That's funny.
Exactly. So that's why I guess thematically the tension wouldn't make sense for him to like be scared or have certain kind of effects. You know what I mean? So I get it. But are we does that mean we won't see Leon, or maybe we'll see Leon as a supportive character within this game?
Maybe.
I think
Maybe.
that would make a lot of sense because we just
I'm
got in Resident Evil 4 remake last year.
I'm going to keep it real with you, Cash.
What?
This conversation is going to entirely be spearheaded by you, as I've never played a Resident Evil.
So I have that listed in the notes. I was gonna ask you that question later. Just give me a second.
Okay.
We gonna get
Okay.
there. We gonna get there. Trust the
Okay.
process.
I'm gonna let you cook. I'm gonna let you cook.
Trust the process, right? All right. So it says Resident Evil. He says Leon is bad. He's a bad character for video games or for horror games. I don't know if chat one in the chat if you agree, two in the chat if you disagree. Anyways, like the current chapter in the franchise, Grace is an FBI agent in the game, and she does have some firearm experience, but she's not an action hero like Leon. It's going to be more of a struggle for Grace to survive than it would be for Leon. I can see that. Resident Evil Requiem will hit Xbox Series X, and as I know what I said, and I'm not gonna change it. PlayStation 5 and PC on February 27, 2026. That date is just under a month shy of the 30th anniversary of the original Resident Evil game. Damn. Y'all could have just waited, bro. Y'all couldn't just like just drop it on the 30th anniversary though.
Of course not.
I mean, it kind of makes sense though. I'm glad that they're doing that because it's gonna bring a lot more hype to Resident Evil. I really hope that they do that. I really think Leon should be in the game. I hope he plays a supportive role in the game because I'm a Leon fan. I'm also a Chris fan and a Claire Redfield fan. I'm a fan of most of the main protagonists in Resident Evil.
I was just gonna say, so these are the main protagonists throughout the series, right?
You're right. Chris, Claire, Leon. There is Ethan, but people shit on Ethan, but I kind of like Ethan. But at the same time, I'm like, Ethan was Ethan, I guess. He was in Resident Evil 7 and 8. He's the protagonist for Resident Evil 7 and 8. So he's a newer guy.
And which one's your favorite?
Definitely Leon. Leon has style, bro. Leon's is my favorite character. Chris is probably a close second.
No, which game is your favorite?
I go Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 is my favorite.
My Steam library has Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 5, and Resident Evil 6. Oh, and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
So 7 is the one with Ethan Winters, right? Resident Evil 2. Which one of the Resident Evil 2 do you have? Is it remake or the original Resident Evil 2?
It's the one that Pinksy got 4.1 hours on recently.
Yeah, so it's Resident Evil 2 remake. It's the remake. Heartless.
I think so.
Please play Resident Evil remake on stream.
Resident Evil 2? You think that's the one I should play?
Yeah, that's the one that Bello doesn't want to play.
Oh my, Bello just a coward.
He is. Bello doesn't want to play Resident. And the correct chat. So here's the thing. We have a teammate. Y'all should know Bello Legends by now. He's a household name for anybody who's a part of the KXI clique. Listen, Bello made a promise that if he got to 100 followers on Twitch, that he would stream Resident Evil 2. That man is at 200 now. Hold up. He's at 200 now. 200, and he's yet to stream the game. Y'all should harass him. Now, I mean in a good way, Twitch, please. Anybody that's listening, we mean that in a good way. I guess we can say, lightly suggest to Bello that he needs to stream Resident Evil 2 remake. Please, he needs to beat the game on stream.
Harass him.
Right?
Tweets,
Tweet him.
messages
At
in the
him on
Discord,
Twitter.
everything. Bully
At him on
Bello.
Twitter.
Bully
Exactly.
Bello.
Hop in the Discord tool. At him. Tell him he needs to stream Resident Evil.
Send him a letter in the mail. Make sure Bello understands nobody is watching him until he streams Resident Evil.
Exactly. Because he's like, yo, I got a weak heart, bro. I don't want to get no heart attack. Oh, Bello, stop it. Stop it. Ain't nothing going to happen to you. I was so bored in the pandemic, I finally played RE2 Remake. It was, bro, listen. I was ducking RE2 since the OG. Listen. I was the same way until I played Resident Evil 2 Remake, and I was like, bro.
Y'all actually get scared by these games?
The atmosphere, Heartless, of this game, Heartless, I promise you, if you don't get scared playing Resident Evil, you're not human.
You think so?
You're not human.
If I were to do this, I'm going to do the not get scared Resident Evil challenge.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to do.
That's what you should do. That's exactly what you should do.
That's what I'm going to do. Is I can't get scared. If I get scared, I got to take a shot or something. I don't know. Something.
Every time. That'd be good. That'd be a crazy stream.
Yo, so Bruce, I have no spoilers for any of this. I have no clue what anything's going down in Resident Evil. Chat, drop some emotes if you want to see Heartless pretending to not be scared playing Resident Evil.
And it'd be funny if you just did like a recording of let me not even give you ideas. Do it like in a recording of yourself. And just put it as like a loop, a video of loop, or just you just play the game.
Let me get this straight. Reaper is trying to manipulate me. I see what you're doing, Reaper. It's not working, okay? I'm not going to be scared. Trust.
He said, not scary. Y'all are bugging, bro. You guys are
No,
bugging.
he's lying. He's lying.
You can ask anyone who knows me. He's not scary.
I think he's trying to get me to play it. No Soul say he bet me money. We'll put money on this? Yo, No Soul, try me. Let's go. Let's do this. How much we putting on this?
Yo, did we just hit some new followers on the channel? I know we were at 177. We're at 179 now.
Oh, that's what's up. Let me
Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all.
I can check, see who it was.
Yeah.
But look, we're putting money on this. I might be down for a bet.
Alrighty.
Oh, Canty followed us and an unknown user? Well, we can't see who that is? That's crazy.
That's crazy. I've never seen that.
Follow anonymously? What?
I didn't know you could follow anonymously on Twitch.
Nonetheless, Canty, thank you for the follow. And Anonymous, I can see you now. AO, I can see you now. Oh, and Bruce K with the subscription?
Hey, yo, shout out to Bruce K, the homie, heard.
That's huge.
Shout out to Bruce.
Yeah, it's not letting me see the follower. It was a second ago, but I don't know. But shout out to Bruce. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. What else did we share at the Capcom Showcase? There was Sagat gameplay, but it was for World Tour. I don't know if you guys want to see that. You probably already have, but I wasn't left really impressed by it because that's not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see more like actual gameplay of Sagat. I wanted to see what he looks like in combat.
This is the recipe though. They never show us the gameplay.
They never, yeah. The gameplay is afterwards. You're right. But something else they also showed off something else, which is the swimsuit. I don't know if y'all want to see the swimsuits.
Oh, the amount of people talking about Aki's swimsuit design,
it's crazy to me. Yeah, because I'm like,
worries me.
Why are you guys so obsessed with Aki? Shout out to Tinky, but like,
don't get it twisted. Her second skin, the one
no,
with
it's the best
glasses,
one. It's the best one.
It's the best one.
Best one. But man, how people were reacting to that I'm like, that's not even a beach outfit, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah, listen. No, so I don't mind the Gunnar skins. It's just like, bro, we get 7 skins.
Yeah, Heartless wasn't happy about the 7 skin situation, but so I was saying to him that I think it's just a matter of they're cherry picking who they want to feature in specific skins. Does that make sense?
I mean, so the way it's looking, it's like, okay, so Rashid, who is built for deserts, by the way, is not gonna get a summer skin.
No, why? He ain't going to the beach, is he? I think
Talk
Jamie has
about,
the
bro.
best. Jamie has the best one though. I mean, we're not talking about the ladies, okay? The ladies be ladying, bro. But I think
hate Jamie. I hate him.
you hate his skin. You hate this one, this outfit.
No, I just hate the character.
Oh, but I think this fit is clean. This doesn't look like a summer outfit. This doesn't look like a beach outfit.
He got crazy abs though.
Bro, I'm saying this man abs go all the way to his chest, bro.
Chat is saying, we got Bruce K in the chat saying, also, they only showing concepts after 18 months.
It could change.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not like, call me picky here, but I'm not liking the skin.
Wait, the Kimberly skin?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it either.
I don't know how I feel about the hips.
He doesn't look Kimberly-ish.
Something looks off, like about.
But it's also concept art. This is not the actual design.
Yeah.
This is just to show you what it would look
skin
like.
Looks trashy. I mean,
she's at the beach. Trashy?
She at the beach.
She at the beach. I don't really see that as.
I'm not body shaming.
This
It's just
on
something
the other...
looks off from the model. Something looks off from the character model. That's all I'm saying.
Now this is, I don't know. I don't know about this Aki outfit. She looked like a zombie. Not even a zombie. She looked like a mummy.
It's screaming necrophilia.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, Aki. You can miss me with that one, Aki. I'm just saying.
And wait, this is not all of them. Didn't we get like a Luke one as well?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the Luke one.
I really can't wait for Sea Viper, like really more than anything. We're not seeing it. No, you're going back very far, I think, at this point. No. Yeah, bro, you've gone back to the previous. Yo, can you scroll, by the way, to the previous concept skins? Oh no, you just.
I'm going back to it. Give me a second.
Yeah, I just want to see what was the date on that and how long it took for us to get something new beyond that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The one where they show the Guile skin with his hair up.
With the ponytail?
Yeah, exactly. What's the date on that?
Give me a second. What the heck?
You got it. So, but Bruce, I think this really all goes to this all goes back to Monster Hunter, and I think where Capcom is choosing to allocate its resources.
So you think that they're more focused on Monster Hunter?
I think so. Like after like all this time, we get 7 concept skins. I don't know. I love the game. I do think it has its flaws. I think it's a very well put together overall package. But some of these things just kind of piss me off.
Yeah, I feel that. Oh, I found it. Found them. So this is the cami, the beach bum cami. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the cami one either. How do you feel about
like when she does the hooligans? Like that hat is supposed to stay on.
Yes, it's gonna stay on. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Luke is pretty good too. I like the Luke.
Lifeguard Luke.
Lifeguard Luke, bro.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, though, if he was my lifeguard, I would never feel in danger.
Some of those Popeye arms, bro. That man don't even have to swim.
Bro,
his arms gonna keep him afloat.
Stick with the Chun-Li. Go back to the Chun-Li. Can we just look at how absolutely horrible this concept art is, please?
Heartless. It's concept art, though. You
look at the back of her head. Call me a hater. I'm being a hater.
Yeah, because they're just showing you the outfit. They're not showing. This
bro,
is not
look at her right butt cheek. My right butt cheek is fatter than that.
Chat, don't listen to him.
Sorry.
Manon.
Manon has the single best skin in this rotation.
Yeah, she does. This looks like, what is this? Which brand is that? The M's. I know it means Manon, but what brand?
I think
What
it's
real life?
Gucci. I
Is
think
it
it's
Gucci?
Gucci.
Yeah, it is
I'm gonna look
Gucci.
up Gucci patterns.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Gucci. It is Gucci.
So
It's
Manon's
fire.
wearing Gucci though. Okay. Manon.
It's fire. This is actually one of the best skins in the whole game.
Yeah, this looks good. Oh, come on. Wow.
Yeah,
We
her hair's
shall.
fire too.
Yeah, we shall.
Nah, Manon looks great here.
She does. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened for the Capcom showcase. I don't think we saw anything else really to write out outside of the Sagat announcement and the Street Fighter. And, the Monster Hunter, which just dropped, by the way. Guys, go check those out. And Kinitsugami is coming out for I think they did an announcement trailer for its anniversary, the 1 year anniversary for the game's release. I didn't know the game came out that long ago. And I still haven't even played the game either. It doesn't speak to me. It looks weird. It looks
what's the name
very
of it?
strange. Kinitsugami. Just type in path of the goddess. Type in
I
path
found
of
it.
the goddess. Yeah.
It doesn't speak to you. Well,
Nah.
I can see why.
It's
I can
not.
see why. Some of these images look absolutely stellar, and then some of them look off to me. Not off, but just like, how do we go from this look to this look?
Yeah, it's inconsistent.
Yeah, I kind of agree. It's like some of these images look absolutely stellar, and then
Yeah, I know the game got stellar reviews though. No question. People love
I
the
don't
game.
know. This looks sick here. Some of the stuff that I'm seeing here looks sick, and
Yeah,
this
the
is
game-
on Switch.
Yeah, it came out for a Switch recently. I think that was the announcement. One of the things, all I'm saying is Capcom needs to release Onimusha 3 before the new one comes out. Oh yeah, they definitely aren't they doing that already though? So this is Kinitsugami chat, Path of the Goddess. And I think the game looks cool, but it's just I don't know. It's just something about it that is just not striking me as, oh, I need to play this game. And I actually think it's on Game Pass if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, I think this looks sick. To be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. I think you have to fight with colors or some shit too, if I'm not mistaken. There's some spell casting and some other stuff in here. Has anybody played this game, chat? Let me know. Let me know your thoughts about the game. I'd like to hear someone's, take on what this game is.
This is side scrolly to me.
There's a lot of zooming out that happens.
Yeah.
But I think they do that because they want you to see the scope of the game, and then they'll kind of bring it back down. Because look at the enemies. Look how much enemies are on screen at that point.
Yes, for sure.
So they want you to see that, and then when there's not that many enemies, they bring it back in.
Yeah, for like the single enemy boss fights, stuff like that.
So
Makes sense.
I kind of like that. I like that aspect of it, but it's like I said, I don't think it's a bad looking game or it's a bad game per se, but there's just something that is just not driving me to, oh, I need to play this right now kind of situation. I'm not getting that. Or maybe I shouldn't judge the game based on that. And I should just give it a shot. There's many games that I've played that I never really given me that kind of vibe, and when I played it, I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So maybe I should. It's on Game Pass, so I don't have to buy it. I could try it.
Oh, that's sick. Oh, we're going straight for the ass.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So this combat style is not really for me. This reminds me of Diablo a lot.
Mm.
um, although I don't
Is
think it's one of
Diablo?
those
I
point and
thought. Why do
moves.
I think Why did I think Diablo was turn based? It's not
Diablo's what? You broke
turn
up.
based. I thought Diablo was turn based.
No,
It's
it's
not.
not. It's not turn based. You have mana, you have life, but you click on the spot on the map that you want to move to, and then your character
Ah.
moves there. Yeah. Not really my style of how I want to play games, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. But yeah, chat. Um, like I said, that was pretty much it for the Capcom showcase. Is there anything you think I missed?
No, had
I
fun
didn't know,
conversations all around.
Reaper. I don't play Diablo, bro. I don't play Diablo. I thought it was turn based. You know what I'm confusing it with? Baldur's Gate.
Yes,
I
yes,
always
yes,
confuse the two.
yes.
Well, yeah, chat. That was pretty much it for gaming news in general this week. Heartless, what about rumors? We got any rumors?
We got a whole speedrun list.
Okay.
Actually, it's a short list. Are we ready for this?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, chat. Let me break this down for y'all. For those that haven't been here before, this is the Gamer Actual Speedrun, where I go through Reddit looking for gaming rumors, and I kind of list them off in a pretty fast pace. If anything catches Cash or anyone else who's on the show, if it catches their attention, they'll stop me and we'll talk about what we hear. If not, we just sip right through this. These are some topics that may be important, but if nobody has interest in them, then we don't really care too much for them. Anyways, starting off, we got Edward Kenway's voice actor strongly hints at Assassin's Creed 4 remake. I believe that's Black Flag, right?
That's Black Flag. So, like I said, that rumor has been circulating for a long time that it might be working on a remake for that game. It hasn't. There's nothing concrete that's been said yet, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Like that's probably one of their best Assassin's Creed games. Black Flag was one of their best games. Hence why they wanted to kind of make a spiritual successor in the form of Skull and Bones, which is man, listen. Skull and Bones wasn't it. It wasn't it. All because they only took the ship mechanic from Black Flag and made a game. That's not what fans wanted for Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
People were expecting Black Flag, a spiritual, like a full spiritual successor to Black Flag, like being able to travel in a ship and doing the swashbuckling adventure shit. That's not what we got. But hey,
Next up on our list, Jez Corden confirms he knows of an internally circulated trailer for Elder Scrolls 6. I believe that Elder Scrolls 6.
mm,
Yeah, it's not up your alleyway, huh?
nah.
Next thing we got going on, actually I'll save this for last. Next thing we got going on, Mind's Eye developer Build a Rocket Boy begins the layoff process amid disastrous
What did we say
launch.
last week, Heartless? What did we say last week?
We said it's about to happen.
We said because of because of the reception of the game, I wouldn't be surprised if they start laying people off.
Of course.
A week later, bro.
Of course, and then they're gonna whoever's remaining, they're gonna ask them to fix the game, and then they're gonna try to do a cyberpunk move. Probably that's my
They're
assumption.
trying to salvage the game because, like I said, the game has strong bones. I feel like personally, people don't agree with me, but I think the game has strong bones. He has a good foundation. They just need to work on a lot of shit. I'm not saying they don't have shit to work on. They got
I've seen
shit to work
some
on.
horrendous clips of it. The game.
Yes, but Cyberpunk was the same way.
Yeah, exactly. Cyberpunk was the same way, and now a lot of people think Cyberpunk is a beautiful game. So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Next on the list, this is the last one. Microsoft plans major job cuts at Xbox gaming division. Did you bring this up earlier?
Yeah, I did.
You did, and you said it was it in the marketing division.
What I heard was the marketing division,
Well,
not the
let's pull
gaming
it up just so we
division.
get this correct.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to read. This is from Jason Schreier. Microsoft Corp will conduct another round of major layoffs in its Xbox division next week as a part of company-wide reorganization.
Mm-hmm.
Managers within Xbox are expecting substantial cuts across the entire group, according to people familiar with the plan who asked not to be identified. Discussing non-public information, the company declined to comment, and this will be the fourth big layoff at Xbox in the past 18 months, following three major cuts last year and
Mm-hmm.
the closure of several subsidiaries. Xbox produces video game hardware and software. Xbox, which produces video game hardware and software, has been under pressure from Microsoft executives to boost profit margins since purchasing Activision Blizzard for $69 billion.
That's the biggest
Company.
acquisition. Yeah, company acquisition I think in history.
I believe so. I'll double check that
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
It's crazy, crazy, crazy. So they're feeling it now. That acquisition is making. They're feeling it, bro. It's all ROI now. Yeah, yeah. Reaper, Reaper has definitely talked about that on the show prior, multiple times. So yes, definitely.
See, I'm seeing some conflicting data. I could have sworn that Microsoft's purchase was the biggest,
Probably at the
biggest
time.
which I thought. But here it says the biggest corporate acquisition ever was Vodafone's acquisition of Mansman in 2000, valued at $190 billion.
Go gaming. Go gaming.
Biggest gaming acquisition ever. So
Yeah.
yeah, because we want to get this right for you guys. Gaming acquisition ever. It's got to be.
It
Yeah,
has to be.
Microsoft purchase of Activision Blizzard.
Yeah. So
It
it's
actually
gaming.
says here it was for $75.4 billion, which I thought it was 69 the whole time. It includes franchises like Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Diablo, which, in all fairness, these have been huge franchises for the last 30 years.
Yeah, especially
How long is World of
especially
Warcraft?
Warcraft. About 30
That's what I'm
years.
saying.
Warcraft's
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least 30 years old.
See, and this is the thing. Anytime you see one company purchase another company, they don't. Companies don't purchase other companies to make less money. They purchase other companies, um, uh, to make more money. So the thing that they purchased, they wanted to make what they wanted to add to what they already make, and then they want to increase all the
Right.
time. Like we said before, you're always going to have the investors and the board of directors and investors are always going to be talking about more money, more
More money.
money.
Because that's all they care about.
Because more money translates to the stock price increasing, and the stock price increasing translates to speculation, and speculation translates to people buying the stock. And at the end of the day, that's all what it's about.
Mm-hmm. Big facts.
Reaper had a great point here, though. He said it's $69 billion for the company. There are other things in place like legal fees and fines. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of that. That's absolutely true. Absolutely true. It's absolutely true. But that's what we have for tonight's speed run. There wasn't too much in gaming rumors going on.
No.
But yeah, thank you to everyone that was here. I think tonight, Cash, would you not agree with me when I say this? I think tonight was probably the most fun we had engaging with chat in quite some time here on that.
Yeah.
On
Facts.
podcast.
I agree. I
had a lot of fun. Thank you guys to everyone that came out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Chat came with a bunch of friggin' points and questions and all that shit, so I really appreciated that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all.
So chat, that's it for tonight's episode of Gamer. Actually, if y'all enjoyed the show, please go over to YouTube and go follow the network. Please go follow the Gamer Actual podcast on YouTube. We are in the process of trying to roll out clips again. We kind of stopped because we were trying to figure out some stuff behind the scenes. We're gonna
a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. So we're gonna start rolling out clips again on that channel. So the channel is gonna be active, promise. So go over there, go follow, and we'll let you guys know in the Discord as well. If you haven't joined the Discord, please join the Discord. What is that? Am I missing Heartless? Am I missing?
Yeah. Let them know that Heartless is the sex symbol of KXI.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm not sure, but we'll keep you guys up to date on
Oh,
whether or
we're missing
not
something.
what.
Say what you got to say.
Are you talking about question of the week?
No, I was talking about let them know about Fighter Files, but see what you got to say.
Oh yeah. Um, I'm not sure if because Monster Hunter just dropped a new update. I'm not sure if there'll be a Monster Hunter Monday tomorrow. That's up to Pinksy. We'd have to hear from Pinksy. Pinksy, if you're still in the chat, let the people know or post in the Discord, please, and thank you. Let them know if Monster Hunter Mondays is happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
Go check
I
out Fighter Files as well on the KXI Network YouTube channel. Yes,
I'm
Heartless.
pulling up. I'm pulling it up right now. I'm putting the link. Listen, chat. Before we let y'all go and do your thing, if you haven't already, Cash and I have put in a lot of work in these first 2 episodes of Fighter Files. We go through a bunch of different franchises in the fighting game genre. First episode was about Ryu. Second episode was about Liu Kang. The next episode is going to be about Jin Kazama, and we're going to go through a bunch of different fighting games. We're going to go from the most popular. We're going to get niche. Like I'm hoping in the future you guys can see really niche videos like Fighter Files, Hakan, stuff like that. So if you guys want to see more of that stuff, please drop that subscribe on YouTube. I like to call it a follow. I hate that they call it subscription. Drop that subscription on YouTube. And
Yeah,
please
because
check out the
it's
videos.
confusing because we use subscription here means something totally different on
I almost feel like I'm asking for people's money. Please subscribe to us. No,
right.
just drop us a follow on YouTube, and please check out the videos. Drop like, comment, subscription. Let us know what it is, man.
Facts.
Facts.
We're trying to push out like a lot of great content for you guys. So if y'all are enjoying the content, please just give it a follow. A follow goes a long way. All right, Heartless. Is there anything else that I need to say? Oh yeah, I'm dropping a video tomorrow as well. Go follow my YouTube channel.
Funny you say that. There's a link right there in the chat.
Yeah.
Last thing I gotta say is thank you, everybody.
I know that's a lot of promo we just did. I know it's a lot.
It's so a lot.
I'm gonna give you guys a second to let it soak in.
You guys love us,
right?
We don't do it often. We don't promote our stuff often, and we really always say to ourselves like, man, we got to do more call to actions. We got to let people know where they can find us and stuff like that. But we're not perfect, and we're just trying to find ways to spread the love, spread the action, and get the content out there. We really put a lot of work into this. Cash, the other night we were up at 4 a.m. trying to figure out how we can both edit a video simultaneously through
and we're actually about to try that shit again
after the stream.
Is there anybody live that you want us to raid out to?
I mean, we always have the classic Taj is live.
Taj is live. We're gonna raid the OBZ.
Who are we gonna raid?
OBZ. The OBZ.
Let's get it.
So, chat, we're going to raid out to OBZ right now. He's killing it on YouTube. Man is killing it on YouTube right now.
Let them know that the boys over at KXI sent you over.
For sure. But like I said, that's it for tonight's episode. Thank you guys again. It's been your boy Cash, the Heartless. This is Gamer Actual, episode 58. Damn.
We've been at this for over a year.
Yeah, Gamer Actual 58.
Thank you guys for being here. That really means the world. Thank you so much.
Peace out.
Yo, is that a Butterfree? That's crazy. It is a
Butterfree, yeah.
It's a Butterfree with a heart, but it almost looks like she eating some booty cheeks. Anyways.
Oh my God.
We're not live, right?
Yes, we are. We're still live, Heartless.
I'm
about to mute you though. No, they're not going to. They're not going to.
Hey yo! No! Oh.
Yeah. All right, now we rated.
That's too funny.
The reaction, her reaction was crazy too. Oh, we need to make a raid thing. You know, like she did the KXI raid. Need to do that.
Miss Nerd Rage. Welcome in, welcome in. Ah! Hold on. Hold the door. Hold on, wait. What's good, Fabio? Heartless99, welcome in everybody that rated us. Appreciate that love and support. How y'all doing tonight? We're just playing some Elden Ring Night Rain.
Them.
I'm trying to
hit them.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to find a spot so I can level up. Cascro, what's good? Thank you so much for bringing your beautiful community over here. Happy Sunday or Monday night.
Is our network
where you are at.
channel.
Gabriel, I'm doing good. We just had our podcast. How'd it go? What were y'all talking about?
Everything
Again,
this week.
This is our so this is your network channel. Okay. Got you. Appreciate sending your people over to us. We don't usually stream at this time.
I know.
But making it do what it do.
Kingston is the reason why I know this guy.
Gaming? Okay.
That's what's up.
Makes sense. Okay, jeez. Give me a shout out. Welcome in everybody from Cash Crow's network and community. I'm the Obesity Variety Streamer. We're playing some Elden Ring Night Rain. And we're just trying to do our
See how many followers this guy had? When I started following this dude, he never had this much
followers
on YouTube.
Yeah, I know. That's why I came here. Appreciate you, bro.
That's scary though. 4.7K followers, 10 viewers.
10 viewers. No, you want to see him on YouTube though?
That's playing some Power Stone. Where do you want me to go? Can I just... So you guys said I just have to really just die to the first boss, right? And I'm good.
If you go to his YouTube channel, bro, he's racking up. He's monetized on YouTube and shit.
We're streaming on the TikTok, Tube app, and Twitch.
See, he's on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch.
10K subscribers.
Yep.
Over here.
33 people watching on YouTube.
See, he has more people. He has more people on YouTube.
Yeah, we were on a retro kick last week. Ooh. We love some nice retro. Yeah, just survive.
I played X Defiant with him too.
Level 6, you can kill the boss if you want, but just survive, then die to the boss. Okay. Got it.
I notice when I stream in vertical on YouTube, I get more people.
Yeah, but this game's fun.
All day. That makes sense. All day. People just scroll through their phone.
This game is
exactly
fun.
So I get way more views and I'm more likely to get followers that way. Most of the followers that I went to go look, most of the followers I got on YouTube when I was live was because of the vertical stream.
What's good, yo? Will, what's good?
Yo, give me a second. I'm gonna use the bathroom and we're gonna try to fix this shit.
Yeah, I'll get some ice cream.
Ooh, I'm gonna go get ice cream.
Are we still live on YouTube?
You're addicted to it? Yeah, I can tell. You're like an expert.
We're still live on YouTube. You gotta.